transition over.
So it's just us tonight. Fuck it.
Yep.
I mean,
I mean, at least until like fucking 12, 1 a.m. when
so you mean what? You mean 1:30?
1:30, whatever.
Wait, Watson gets in.
Right. Oh shit. Everything running correctly. How many requests? Oh, okay, that was weird. All right. Alrighty. Everything going good. My shit frozen? Oh, alright. I'll say. Well, alright. Last we left off, your characters had finished exploring everything in the below Sandpoint and an extra part of the ruins below that's seemed to be a part of that other section, the catacomb section. Where you harrowingly defeated a mighty demon agent of Lamash 2 and a pirate servant of hers that was alive just 10,000 years ago and didn't really last long in his new life.
Keyword was.
Given a second chance at life, and it was
Fuck that up.
over before it started.
Turned into a dust pile real quick.
um,
Ran into the wrong ones.
but you were able to. He was
Eventually
able,
convinced.
in his mad ravings, he had blurted out a way to defeat the Runelords should it be needed to, and that the secrets to that, along with the secrets to many other things, but mainly that, was located in a place known as Runeforge. But that he had found this location and the only one that knew, and that the secrets were in his writings. And his madness, obviously, he figured, oh, by the time they found the clues, they would have read so much Lamash 2 uh, scripture that they might convert, right, in his own, which did insanity. That was his reasoning, anyway.
Could they not? How could they not read all that?
Right. Maybe they will
Want to join
succumb.
the last two.
They will succumb to her glory and her.
Yo, if that bitch didn't hate us before,
She
man,
definitely hates us now.
man, we just took her right in.
100%. Yeah, right.
Man,
Right. Took a little demon. Might even take that little temple she got. That little.
What? The shrine? Oh, that shrine that she has gotten there. I think
The
you guys
shrine?
fucked up the
Yeah,
statues too.
yeah. That's that little shrine down there. Just go
Yeah,
ahead and
just fuck it up
turn
like
that
you did.
into a shrine for Aurori.
Like you did at Thistletime.
Yeah.
Might as, yeah.
Yep.
Sever that connection.
Sanctify it and shit. Yup. Purified or whatever.
Yeah, you get it consecrated.
That's what it is.
So once you collected the stanzas, it was a matter of putting them in order, and Raheem, uh, as your characters were trying to put it together, Raheem had made the final, set of suggestions, and everyone else was like, "Yeah, that looks about right." And then you realize, okay, what's the meaning of some of this? And it's like, well, you got to consult somebody who could help interpret this anyway. And nobody is a poet. So, Amego had came to mind. And so when your group left the pit, there was some curious people nearby. Um, the guards were up there making sure nobody got too close. Sometimes they were kind of shooing off, some of the kids away who were curious, or some of or even some like travelers that were coming through Sandpoint. They were curious. They were letting everybody know, "No, stay back. Could be something very dangerous down there." We have Red Lotus Society checking it out with, as and by the mayor and the sheriff's orders, stay far away. And then when your group's coming out, everybody's the sheriff, Hemlock comes over and he's like, he goes, "Welcome back. It's good to see all of you in one piece. Uh, although it as he looks your group over, it was clear you guys, pretty fatigued." Um, he's looking
Here's
over.
the
He's
key.
like, I take it I take it I take it that something definitely dangerous was down there. You guys look like you need a rest. You um, feel free to take your rest and give us information, when you're feeling better. Um,
How many how like hurt? I forget how hurt are we? I don't know. I don't think I'm actually that bad, right? Just I
oh,
have no key points,
yeah,
and that was definitely a battle and a half.
not
Yeah,
necessarily like hit point wise, but like resources wise. Like it looks like you
definitely.
yeah, definitely have
Yeah.
used up. Some magic has been used up, so the Ren is looking looking kind of. He's looking.
You
Oh,
know,
it's like
right.
he's got no spells whatsoever.
Right. He got
He's
like
looking a little
one spell
haggard.
slot, one level, one spell slot left.
And I also kind of, I always kind of picture it being like a little exhausting, like like Caldum like lost all his goddamn hit points and then had it healed back up. And I feel like there's got to be some side effects to that. Like it's not
I
just
would
like
mentally
bing, I'm
exhausting.
good. It's like
Right.
Covered in dry blood.
you're healthy, but you're
Right.
probably
Right.
still
I got
fucked
dry
up in
blood
a
all
way.
over my clothes.
Man, that reminds me of
You see his clothes is all torn up. He
that
got shredded up.
that reminds me of a story that I saw somebody write up, and they were writing it up in like the perspective of a D&D character that was like mentally traumatized from like their adventures, especially when it came to the
Like
healing.
PTSD and shit.
Especially when it came to like the magical healing. And it was like when I read it, I was like, I never really thought of it that way. I gotta find it. It was very
You ever,
interesting perspective when it came to like what characters are going through as they're getting magically
you
healed.
ever play Darkest Dungeon?
Uh,
You should check that out. That's they have a whole system about that.
oh really? Oh shit.
Yeah,
We're
just
getting
like
beat to death and then like healed up.
yeah, just going down there
And then
getting
you
beat, getting your ass beat, and then the more that they're getting beat up and healed and stuff, they start going a little crazy if you don't rest them right. They might
Okay,
go
yeah.
insane.
The story I read
yeah.
was like a narrative uh perspective of exactly what that was. And I was like, man, I never thought of it that way. That's pretty interesting. I like that. Um,
Right.
when I find it, I gotta send it because I remember sending it to Pichardo a long while back. I don't know when. Maybe it was a few years ago. I sent it to him, I think, or I sent it to the group chat a few years ago. So yeah, and you so yeah, that's so he's like, just take your time. He goes, are there any he's like, I'm assuming, the threats are taken care of. If there are any left, um, just let us know how to, what we can do to keep everyone safe.
No, we were sorely tested, but I believe the danger is past.
And if it hasn't, we will take care of it.
Okay, we did kill everything, right? There's no extra.
Yeah,
You're right.
yeah,
There's
yeah.
nothing.
You
Right.
guys,
Where more
you guys
dogs are gonna
spent,
show
yeah,
up.
nah, you guys spent you guys spent like several hours down there checking everything, reading all the scripts, trying to find these fucking, uh, trying to find these stanzas that he had hidden, and checking for like, anything secretive in the place. You didn't encounter
Right.
any more danger. Um, so yeah, your characters were down there for
It
long
it
enough
may
that you need a rest.
the space down there may actually be useful for a wine cellar or food storage of some sort.
Yeah, sheriff is like, I wouldn't be
You'll have
a
to
bad
consecrate the
idea.
land first.
Could be an extra extension to the garrison here.
Oh yeah, yes. But
Right.
if you could get someone to consecrate it, would probably be it reeks of Lamashtu.
Ooh, well, I'm gonna let the cathedral know that. It sounds like it's gonna take all six of the all six of the churches. Yeah, or seven, he says. Can't forget about Irori.
Better not.
Yeah, because
All the last aliens episode.
Irori's is over here, and then you got the over here's six of them. Another six.
Fucking Sable Sorn still crippled over there.
Hmm.
Mm.
Yeesh.
I forgot. Yeah, you guys have access to a library. Grants +4 to history and planes checks.
Yeah.
So if there is any planes or history checks that need to be made, the library at the House of the Bluestones can help.
We don't got Quinn living in that goddamn super library?
Oh, he's there. He's there whenever he can. When he's
Uh,
not busy, crafting or
he,
making.
he can't craft
Instead of
in the
him in
library?
there,
Well, he can
he's
craft in the library. Yeah,
just
he
trying to
probably is
ship
crafting in the library. Actually,
all his gear into the library, right?
you go
Right.
to
Yeah. He moving all his shit.
Chain
you
one ankle to the table.
you go to his room at the Red Lotus house, and it's all dusty in there, like he hasn't been there in a while.
Right.
Let's
Right.
put.
Like, where the fuck is Quinn been? He's
We got to tell that robot in there
living.
that Quinn's not allowed to leave. He has to finish his work.
We just lock him in there and change the password and shit.
Yeah, if he tries to leave, what the hell was the thing called? Shining Child or whatever will show up.
Oh
So he better
shit!
be
Right.
Said if he tries to leave, purposely spring the trip,
Yep.
Right.
Oh man.
bring that shit on him. Oh my god. Yeah, because I don't think the library. Yeah, it's warded against teleportation, so he couldn't even teleport out of there.
Mm,
He'd have to leave the
mm.
library. But if the Shining Child's in the way,
All right.
oh, it's fucked up. Let's bring that shit every day.
Where the fuck you think you're going, buddy?
Oh shit. Um. But yeah, that's where your characters are at. You can it's up to you whether you want to
Okay.
rest and go to Maker,
Should we
or go see her now, or it's up to you.
should we see her now? Can we see her and then rest, or is it
Yeah.
going to be one of those? You've read it. Oh well.
No, you can see her. You can see her
You gotta
perfect.
get right back to work. Um,
Yeah, there's the rusty dragon.
yeah, yeah. Nasir tells the group, he's like, we should probably handle this first before we get any rest. Who knows how imperative this information is?
Uh,
What is she at the bar or something?
yeah, she's usually always there. She doesn't go to the even though technically she, she now owns, she's now in charge of this place. You don't really see her at the manor.
Oh,
Um,
where do all these
she's
manners come from?
oh, they've been there.
They always been here?
Been there.
Yeah,
Yep.
Oh,
That's the
yep.
rich people
damn.
manners.
That's the rich people estates. Yep.
Oh, we need to.
That's the
Alright.
these are the four houses that
See the
founded
Scarnetti?
the, yeah, Scarnettis, the Valdemars, the Kaijitsus,
Uh,
and the Devrons.
the
And the
Scarnettis are down here,
Mayor
Yep.
Devron is
and they be
Mayor
running
Devon.
shit in fucking Waterdeep.
Sandpoint. Yeah, these are
I
the
mean,
yeah.
yeah, the
These are
Scarnettis are
the
down here, but
these
they running shit in. They running shit in Waterdeep at the under.
what are these? Oh, what are these in Valerian?
Oh, I'm sorry. No, the Magnamar. Aren't
Yeah,
they running shit in the underworld in Magnamar? Under at the underbridge in Magnamar?
Garnettis. I mean, yeah, there's stories
Aren't
that
they a
they're
part of the
involved.
crime families there?
There's stories that they're involved in some shady shit.
What, they can't have a big house in the suburbs?
Yeah.
But
I mean, we might have to go take
it's
out a
one of those
couple.
crime families where like you gotta find something to pin on them first, kind of shit.
Right.
Um, but yeah, no, yeah, these are the four founding noble
Okay.
families of Sandpoint. These are the four that have founded the place 40 years ago, and yeah, it's a young town. It's only 40. This
Right.
place is only 40 years old, and they all did come originally from Magnamar. They came here, they settled, they used all their money and resources
Okay.
to start this town up,
Help build it up.
help build it. With the help, and I think they formed. Here it is. They formed this. They formed the Sandpoint Mercantile League. That's the money makers right there. Um, but yeah, since her father's was killed, and she's really the only heir to the Kaijitsu Manor, but she characters aren't really like here. She doesn't really hang out there. She feels right at home at her establishment of the Rusty Dragon. Um, which is Sandpoint's oldest inn, the place where your characters have free room and board whenever you want. Um, Notable for the impressive and quite rusty iron dragon that looms on the roof of the building, which doubles as a lightning rod and as decoration. Um,
Mm.
it's the town's most popular eatery. Uh, in large part due to the spicy and exotic food served here. She knows some recipes of her ancestors' homeland because her father's I think it's her great grandparents, or they're not originally from this continent. They're actually from the other side of the world in Tianjia. Um, and so with her living here, she she makes food that's native to her people's homeland. Uh, Basically Asian food. Um,
Mm.
it's also a great place to meet visitors that are from out of town. Since most newcomers actually end up coming to this inn first. Since the northern stretch of the road is less traveled, most people come from the south. So if they're coming from the road to the south, they usually bump into this place first. Um, but yeah, she works here, and when you get here, place is moderately pretty busy, especially with a lot of like a lot more work, like labor that needs to be done from the damage that's been done to the place. So you got people from Magnamar, um, being hired to like get some construction work done and other things that need to get done here. So they usually stop out here. So it's pretty moderately busy. But the little halfling uh woman that like is that helps her out or helps her run the place. What was her name? Can't remember her name, but she was the one that brought you the letter in the first adventure. Um, she greets your group. She greets your group. She's like, oh, goes she goes, welcome, welcome. Is there anything I can get for you all?
Greetings. It's been
Um,
some time. We are actually looking for Amiko. Is she
Oh,
around at this?
yeah, she is. Let me go to the kitchens and she'll be with you in a moment. So she like patters off. About a couple of minutes later, PMA will come out. She bringing out like these he brings out
I think I'm getting.
she brings out a tray with like all your characters like favorite drinks, right? Hot or cold, whatever it is that your characters like. She has that. Oh, she came out with that all that shit ready. Um, he was like, I heard you. The minute I heard you guys are showing up, we're here. Gotta give you a treat. And she's like, least I could do for all the help that you've done for done for the town, for the people. Um,
You know, nothing crazy.
Nothing crazy.
she goes, so, what did you find down there in the in that strange pit that opened up? That man, she's like, wow, that was something.
A madman, a
Let's see
demon,
it.
some dogs.
A madman,
Some
demon,
demon
and some
dogs.
dogs and demon dogs. Well, when you have the time, I definitely
Demon
want to hear the
dogs.
details to that. It'd be
Well,
interesting to put that into song later.
we'd be more than happy to relay that to you. As a matter of fact, the reason that we are here, and I do apologize because it always seems like we're here when things are dire and we need to figure things out. But I wish we could come here more often on a strictly social level. But we found something that we thought that maybe you would be able to interpret for us.
All right.
It is some sort of poetry. I was able to put it into what I feel is the correct order, logically.
Ooh.
But as far as meaning, I cannot really guess. It's not my expertise.
He goes, oh wow, yeah, let's look it over. Appreciate you coming to me for assistance. No, this is no problem.
Do I still have
And
a
she looks
question? I
over.
still have those. I still
Oh,
have
you
those
talking about
lyrics from the fucking
the
the
musical
woods.
note shit?
The woods are. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, you do.
Nasir goes. You know what? I forgot. I almost forgot about these as well. And he hands her the musical notes from the sheet music from the woods
There it is,
as well. But
a book
he
of
could do.
sheet
You
music
could hear the.
bearing several lyrical masterpieces never before heard. The song. Okay. He she looks those over and she looks surprised, like, oh wow, I've never. This is. I'll have to give it a try and play this at sometime. Well, she goes, she goes, sure, yeah, I'll look at both of these over. Well, let's look over this. This one is the one
But
you
now
said is
this,
of importance. She goes, so, oh, it looks like you put it. She looks over to Rakeem. She's like, Rakeem, looks like you've got talent here. Put these together in correct order.
strictly
Hands up.
logical. Nothing beyond that.
Well, I don't know. You might have
Don't
some
let him lie
creative.
to you.
There might be some creativity in you there, Rakeem. If you ever wanted to learn some poetry, I could be a tutor.
Don't let him lie to you.
You don't want to be
Rakim
a
has
monk
a
bard.
keen
I can.
eye for lyrics.
You want to be a monk bard.
Don't, Nasir goes, don't don't let him lie to you. He has a keen eye for lyrics.
Or if you wanted to ever put your right through the skill, she'll be there.
Raheem's still not catching the joke, and he's like, "You know, we do not lie."
next,
Nasir's like,
next level, you see 4 ranks, profession poet. Like, oh
So
shit. Um.
now, what I could gather, and also something I found strange. I mean, I'm assuming it's telling us which way to go. Steaming mirror, I'm assuming lake, somewhere near a mountain.
All right.
And strangely, the G is missing in Runeforge in the very beginning. And I don't know if there's any significance to that, but it's the only misspelled word I could find in the entire thing.
Yeah, that is pretty odd. He, looks at it over for a few, several more moments. You could tell that she's like reading it to herself and she's mulling it over in her mind. She's like, well, the first stanza clearly establishes what the rhyme is about. It's introducing the idea of this rune forge as a place for wizards to perfect and hone their craft. The second stanza looks like okay, the word mirror. Yeah, that is correct from what you mentioned. It's definitely a metaphor for a lake. And that's when Ren speaks up and he's like, yeah, that's what we had surmised, and it's seems very close to the and description to a lake storm under. America, like, she ponders a bit. She goes, ah, yeah, that lake does have plentiful hot springs and geysers. And Ren is like, but he's like, but I'm unsure about the rest, however. And she goes, mentions 7 faces that are encircled. Um, he ponders a bit, and
Are there any
Eight.
monuments or anything like
Seven
that?
faces, silent wait,
can
encircled guards at Runeforge's gate.
can have, and if anybody's got geography train checks, they can roll those. I guess I'll roll a Meiko's, so she's got that bardic knowledge.
Ooh, I got +3.
I got plus
Oh,
4.
oh,
Three or
Meiko
something.
got it.
Doesn't what's his name? Oh yeah, never
Ren
mind.
has it. Heck, Ren probably take
Yeah,
10. Callum has
I
it.
was gonna say yeah, yeah. I knew Rennie Calvin had it for us. Oh yeah.
Ooh!
Do I know something?
So, as a
Look,
Meiko,
party favorites.
as a Meiko was about to she ponders a bit and she goes, "Oh, I believe that." And then Caldum was able to finish, was actually able to pull it out there first that um there is a mysterious circle of 7 stone heads known to stand upon the western slope of Rhymeskull, which is a mountain that's on Stormunder's eastern shore.
Mm-hmm. What the hell's the name of this mountain?
Rhymeskull. Eastern
Like a rhyme skull, brokeback cowboy.
Rhymeskull, eastern shore, storm shore, storm under. She goes, all right, well, the third stanza, it seems like it's the 7 stone heads. It sounds like they each represent something.
Isn't there
They
like
each
7 Runelords or something? Is it
they
7?
represent something. The
The
7 lords.
seven
I guess the
There's
rune
7
lords that you
rune
guys have
lords.
been looking into, yeah. So it seems that those when you find those stone heads, each one's going to represent one of the each of the rune lords, and that each one's going to have a key to give to you.
Mm.
And then this key will be able to allow
Will
you.
they give it to us, or will we have to fight them like the rest of the fucking, like
It doesn't look like
the
a battle
like
has to
the
be
last?
won, but
Offered spells and proper prayer. I'm
offered
assuming
spells and proper prayer. Well, what do you know about the rune lords and their magic?
each of their magic represents school today, right? It was different back then, but it's what you know as
You're,
magic now. Is that
you're
correct?
correct, Rakeem.
Right.
I believe if you were to maybe
And it was
cast a
like
spell
greed,
on.
lust, envy, or
She
something
goes,
like that.
yeah, she goes, yeah, Rakeem would be correct. I believe if you were to cast a spell on each head of the Rune Lord who was a master of that magic school, um, that would be the method of gathering these keys.
Mm.
And then you'll be able to ascend some sort of stairway. She continues reading, goes to the fourth stanza. So it appears once you have these keys, you ascend Rhyme Skull.
I'd also like to keep an eye out, see if anybody's listening. I just realized we're doing this like
All right.
is there
Yeah,
anybody
we're
that I
doing in the
don't
middle of a
recognize
bar.
out
Uh,
of place here?
no, she has
Perception
you.
check.
She has you guys come over to the. Uh, he tells a couple of the staff members to like take over real quick, and then
Except for the 3 spies that just ran out.
no, she has you. She has you
Right.
guys gathered to like let's see, it's an inn. I think she would have like a. She takes you to like the cellar. It's quiet enough in there where she has all
Mm.
her casks and barrels, you know, ale, mead, wine. She has that stored. Um, and he goes, looks like you then would ascend the Rime Skull Mountain and enter a cavern, it appears. And then um, that is where you need to use these keys in order to enter this mysterious Runeforge place. Using the keys
Mm.
that you gather from the stone head. Um, and the fifth stanza, that last one just simply promises that anyone reaching inside will be richly rewarded with the lore within.
Do we know who this Zin character is? Or what it is, if it refers to a person or
Frozen Mountains Inn. And then that's when Ren speaks up and he goes, "Well, Din was the first emperor of Thassalon. Maybe the mountain has something to do with him."
keys
Can we
turn
do
to life?
And that's
a
when
history check on
Caldum
the first?
I was gonna say Caldum with your geography check, he also recalls that Rime Skull Mountain is known. It's called Rime Skull because this icy cold mountain kind of resembles a skull, or like a head. And then and so when you bring that up, Ren completes that thought with, well, the Thessalonians, rulers did have a tendency of um creating monumentals of themselves, as was their ego, unlike the largest terrain features that they could find in the lands. And so putting your face on an entire mountain And he goes,
Makes sense.
would make sense. Maybe he's like 10,000 years ago. I'm sure Rhyme Skull did not look like a skull. It was probably the face of the first Emperor Shin.
Hmm.
But after tens of thousands of years of weathering and erosion, it now just looks like a icy skull.
Okay. Can we do a history check on Shin? Or a would it be a history check?
For Shin, the first Emperor. Yeah, it would be
Yeah.
a history. Um, let's see, Ren's history. History.
My survival story.
Ren. He's got a plus 20. Plus 20. Everybody rolling? Plus 20 history.
Overall. Okay.
34.
34.
So what Ren can recall about Shin was that Shin was an Aslanti human, an ancient race of human that who their lineage today is extremely rare now, but it wasn't like that, 10,000
It's
years
funny.
ago.
It's funny because it's really like fucking Lord of the Rings,
Mm.
and then it's like Numenorians. I don't know
Oh,
if you
okay,
ever heard
yeah.
of.
No, I haven't
It's
read,
like the same
but
thing with Numenorians. Like
I've
what?
heard of the Numenorians.
Yeah.
I think
It's
I
like the
remember
same
like
thing
reading
as
a
what
little
they
bit
have.
about them, yeah. Um, and then like the reasons why they live longer than normal
Yeah, their blood
humans
is
and shit.
passed down. Right. Yeah. Yep.
Yeah, with the Atlantes, yeah, they're like a cut above the rest of the humans.
Yeah.
They're like
Yep.
extremely rare now. And their one telltale feature is their purple eyes. Um,
Oh.
but yeah, Shin was an Aslanti. Uh,
Okay.
the heir of an influential family, and so was trained as a wizard from a young age. Considered to be a natural prodigy, and he had he wasn't originally from the continent of Avestan. He had traveled here and discovered different magical traditions. Um, he considered other magical traditions to just be too primitive. He didn't care about Verisian divination or Shoanti war runes or even elven crystal magic. He was particularly just fascinated by and discovered a portion of the magic that the beings known as the Orgolfus had possessed, which the Azanti had feared and considered taboo. Um, he began to recruit an increasingly large following of young Aslanti and established um, mainly because he was frustrated by what he had perceived as racism and increasingly lobbied against the arrogant attitude that he considered to only hold the Aslanti wizards back. And so he had increasingly recruited a large following of young Aslantes, which the establishments had began to resent him and his his opportunity started to decline. But when he had announced a new method of mastering magic that built upon the Aslanti virtues of rule to organize magical specializations, which he devised from the combination of Aslanti and foreign magic, he was given a choice by the ruling wizards: either abandon his research or accept exile from Aslant, which he did not hesitate to choose exile. And so, upon his exile, thousands of his followers, apprentices, and their families all followed with him. It is said that they had journeyed across from the Arcadian Ocean and landing in an area of what is now known as Hollow Mountain. And upon establishing their settlements, that was where the formation of the Thessalian Empire had began. And well, the rest is what they say is history. I'd say from what was left of his life, the empire apparently had grew too large for him to control, as all empires usually do. And he began to hate his own rulership. It distracted him from his magical research. And so that's when he had chosen his most powerful apprentices of each school of magic, become the first Runelords. Originally, they were considered the Runelords of virtue, but as the empire grew and the Runelords, with each successive generation, grew more and more corrupt, so too did their magic, and hence the creation of sin magic, each tied to a school of magic. So yeah, the first Emperor Zin actually wasn't a bad guy. It was wasn't a bad guy, people were didn't like his people being mistreated, and the you know formed his own was learning other magic that that other wizards had considered taboo. They were like, all right, you gotta go. He's like, sure, and I'm gonna take everybody else that was dissatisfied with me, and they all came here and they all founded their own nation. And started off good, but over the years, yeah, the empire started to get corrupt. Um, but it was after his death, his oldest son was placed on the throne. But apparently, at that point of rule of the empire, effectively had just fallen to the Runelords. He had basically slowly lost his grip on his own nation as the Runelords were building their own, and he ended up becoming and then his son just ended up becoming a mere puppet kept on the throne just for the sake of tradition. So it ended up being the Thessalonian Empire was ruled by 7 different Runelords, and each one had ran their own nation, did their own thing.
Okay.
So they considered
All right.
they considered together themselves as a nation, but at the same time there was a lot of infighting as well.
Right.
Um, but yeah, Ren goes, that's as much as I can recall. He's like, I definitely want to now. I'm definitely interested in going back to those libraries, seeing what more I could find out on Shin. This man does sound very interesting. I want to look more into what his life was about and what had happened to him. So, I mean, if the Rune Lords had figured out a way to try and survive those 10,000 years, maybe Shin had as well. Maybe he's not truly dead. But
That even be possible? Guess.
it is, but more research will tell. For the time being, there's only one Rune Lord that has come back, and only one that we have to deal with, fortunately. He goes, from the way these Rune Lords sound, I'm from the power that they possess. We're lucky it was just one. Although one is still one too many. And now that he's aware of us, we have to be at our best. And we have to prepare for almost anything. And he goes, and then
Speak.
Ren finishes off with, but at the same time, he's also making his preparations. Maybe he's too arrogant. Maybe he might be arrogant enough to think that we won't come after him, but it's possible. Possible he already knows we're preparing. We have to assume.
We have to assume that he knows that we're coming.
Yeah.
We've been thwarting him at every turn possible. He has to know about us at this point, I'd imagine. Especially after the last escapade with the Longtooth and Makmorian. Shit, even fucking the demon.
I'm hoping
So
that
we're
he
gonna have to research the. Yeah.
I'm hoping that he just does not know how much we've surmised about his plans. We know that he's after this Runeforge, and if we can get there first and either take whatever the hell it is or stop him from being able to get there or destroy it, it'll be all the better. He knows we're after him. I don't think he knows what we're up to here. I don't think he thinks that we know what he's up to.
No.
So we'll have to jump on this fast, as usual.
No rest for the weary. Nasir asked Ren, it's like, we'll have to do a research on all the things that might, all the dangers that might await us at a Rhyme Skull.
And as your characters, have to, got the information that you
Tavern
needed.
doors are blown
And
off.
no, you're able to go back to the RLS house and get your rest back there. But you do look over your map in your little war room, and you go to with Caldum's expertise, looks over the map, and he's able to easily pinpoint where Rhyme Skull is located. Yeah, here's
Where?
Sandpoint. Here's
Where?
Sandpoint. And it is Rhyme Skull's way up here.
Well, it just so happens we have an airship.
Mm-hmm.
That's when
Apparently
that's
they
when
do.
That's when Raylan chuckles and he's like, "Oh, we have an easy way to get there now, just in time.
Right.
Everybody rest up. We've got a surprise in the morning. Time to show Sandpoint what we're really made of."
We've been working on all this time.
I guess we'll need to figure out what sort of supplies and things we need. It says Frozen
Yeah.
Mountain. I'm assuming we need cold gear, things of that nature.
Do we not still have the cold gear from the other frozen mountain that we climbed?
What?
We had cold weather gear for
Yeah, I forgot about that.
Here it is. Yep.
whatchamacallit mountain. I forgot what mountain. I forgot the damn Jorgenfist. We
Yeah.
had cold weather gear for Jorgenfist. So
On this, yeah, here it is. Yep, right up there. And there's like, yeah, there's the lake.
that Magnamar?
There's Lake Stormunder, and then Rhymeskull Mountain would be right there on the eastern edge of the Kodar
Jesus.
Mountains.
Oh, it's even further north than Jorgenfist.
Yep.
Shit. It's even colder up
Right,
there.
right within the Kodar mountain range, a massive ass mountain range, right in there, where and just past the mountain ranges is the far north, where you got the nations of the Thanelands and the Erisans. You characters got to worry about those places, but the proximity to those places means you might encounter things that
What
you haven't.
and Nasir asked,
Yo, can we
what type
stop
of
at
things?
can we stop at Throne of the Troll King, whatever that is? That sounds fun.
Road of the Troll King.
That sounds fun.
What
What,
is
what
that
else we
He
shit?
got
said,
here?
Is that Kang or Troll King? I can't. Let me scroll.
King.
King. I say Troll Kang. Okay.
Oh,
What
I
about
see it. Throne of the Troll King. I see it.
what is that? I mean, that's pretty
Right.
important. Like, I feel like we might have to stop there and take his throne. And
Then make our way back down.
we'll say Wet Papa made us do this.
Throne of the Troll King. Uh, uh, Ren goes, "Oh, the Throne of the Troll King. Well, he's like, I've heard of that place. It's a huge stone chair. It's atop a high hill near those Kodak near the Kodar Mountains. It's in the Southmore region of the land of the Linorm Kings.
I thought it was like an
There
actual place.
are there are legends that claim that anyone sitting on the throne overnight at midwinter could gain dominion over all of Southmore's trolls until the following midwinter's eve. And of course, there are dozens of troll tribes that guard the area around the throne. Make sure nobody tries to prove the legend true."
Well, Nasir asks, I wonder if we sat on the throne, would the trolls follow us then?
Well, if the legends are true, then it should be so.
Oh, imagine leading a troll army against
I guess
against
we
this
could
dude.
possibly lead a troll army.
However,
Yeah.
however, it is it is already pat. When is midwinter?
I'm not worried about it. I'm not worried about cold weather too much,
No, you
as
said
much
that's
as I'm
you
worried
have to. It
about.
has to be
The day,
midwinter when you sit on it.
yeah.
Oh, it
It
has
has
to be midwinter.
it
Oh,
has to
okay,
be on
okay.
midwinter. This legend is on midwinter night. Yeah. Um.
How long till midwinter?
What year is it? 4707.
God, we
Hasn't been a
came a
year.
long way from fucking Isker, man. I was just looking down there.
Yeah, right.
Look at that shit. That is way far down there.
Where the fuck is it?
Yeah.
I know it's like somewhere.
It's like southeast from
Can't even.
Sandpoint, like way southeast.
Right. There's the Antifa
Big orange
Woods.
circle around it.
Let me zoom out. Fuck is that cyclone in the middle of the sea?
Yeah. It's already past the winter solstice.
Uh,
I think
Inner
it takes place
Sea.
a solstice midwinter.
Cheliax. Does that sound
The winter solstice
familiar?
also, yeah, the winter solstice is also known as hibernal solstice or midwinter holiday. Yeah, yeah, midwinter's already passed. That was for your characters. That was a month ago.
No, it's
Damn,
probably in the mountains of
missed out on our
Jorgafist.
troll army.
Right.
Actually, speaking of troll army, what happened to that fucking fighter troll? Did we just let him go? Like,
I think I remember you guys saying you let him
I
go.
completely forgot about him.
think you wanted to keep him around, but
him a
he was.
spot?
I
Yeah.
think you wanted to keep him around, but he was like. I think when you realized how much maintenance he would have needed, you guys were like, nah, it was.
Wasn't that the one we offered a
You
spot at
offered,
the dojo or some shit?
yeah,
Yeah,
you
but he kept
offered
trying
it.
to leave.
You offered it, but like, when your characters realize that, like, I mean, he was gonna take work. I mean, heck, you saw how, yeah, I would say Rakeem recalls how belligerent he was in the beginning. A troll would be like way worse.
Yeah.
It would definitely take time and energy and patience and definite roughhousing, but I think your characters were like, if we had the time, if we were in the middle of what we're doing
Don't.
and we had the time, we would be doing this. We would be training this guy right now. But I think I remember. I don't know which one of you said it. Like, I would just let him go. I think you both said it. I think you warned him though. You're like, if you have, I think you did warn him. You're like, you hear any news about you, we're coming back after you. Remember that.
There's some really cool sounding locations on this map.
Right.
Vault of Silver and Ice. Trollheim. Is it a fucking? It's got a star. Is that like a capital?
Yep. I think the stars are like,
Well, they got Numeria. Huh.
Trollheim.
where's the legend for this map?
The World Wound. The fuck happened at the World Wound?
Oh, huh.
Yeah, look at
So
that shit.
the world wound is actually a breach, a massive breach, as you can tell by the landscape, into the abyss it's just full of demons, like packed.
Oh.
It's so packed full of demons that these nations, I think the nation of there's like all these you notice there's settlements like around the borders and all these forts all around the border
Yeah.
of that place. It's because a lot of the different nations and city states have like built all of those and they're all trained to fight demons. They're all trained to like hold back the demons from like spreading out of there.
Right.
Demon Slayer?
That.
Yep.
Right.
They got a Hashira out there?
I think it's like Demon Slayer crossed with Attack on Titan.
Yeah.
I will say I
You
will
have
say
Mario out there?
uh, there is an adventure path that completely takes place entirely in that area. It's all
Oh, in the
Is
World
it a
Wound.
mythic
whole demon
mythic
slayer.
adventure?
Huh?
Is it a mythic adventure?
How'd you know?
I mean, if it's taking place in the abyss, I would assume so.
What do you know about Mythic?
Right.
What do you know about Mythic?
Hey,
As
hey,
you
hey,
can
hey,
tell,
hey.
it's
Hey, what do you know about
Give
Mythic?
me some
Hold
credit here,
on.
okay?
Actually, it was the first adventure path where they started using the Mythic rules. Yeah, it's pretty fucking crazy.
I've done a mythic campaign in D&D at Icon. A little
Oh,
one day, level 20.
they ran an epic one.
Yeah.
Yeah, they call it. I know D&D it's epic, but in Pathfinder they call it Mythic.
It
Essentially.
was a death run. It was just the DM throwing everything they can at us to kill us. I was a level 20 druid. It was disgusting.
Oh, 20? You guys weren't even in the 20 past 20?
No, we were just all level 20.
Just all level 20.
Yeah.
Then it wasn't really an epic because the epic is 21 and up.
Oh,
That
okay. Yeah. We were all level 20 and it was a death run.
okay.
And we fought Lucifer. It was
He's
fun.
just trying to murder you.
Yeah, 21 and up is
Yeah.
crazy.
We threw everything they could at us.
21 and up, the numbers are just.
He couldn't kill my druid, though,
I
so he
can't
was
even
getting pissed
imagine that
off.
shit at
So he
21.
eventually teleported me on top of a volcano, like the opening of a volcano. And I was
Shit.
out of spells, so I was done.
Yo, check it out. Isker is only 75 feet away. We can get there in one turn.
Man, I don't
Yeah, I'll
even know
click my boots for haste and double move.
what was the fastest route to get from there to. Okay,
I'm saying I'm looking
one of
right now,
these is an
that's
elven
far as fuck.
nation. One of these is an elven nation. Was it Nermothus? I think these are where like a bunch of
Oh,
elves
this
are at.
it's kind of near. It's near Nidal. Isn't that where
Yeah, this is where, yeah, right over
Icarus is from?
right over that mountain range. Yeah, that's where Icarus is from. That place is known as the Shadow,
That place.
the land under shadow, because everything's
And that
pretty
place is fucked up too. That's like
really
right.
fucked up, dark, shadowy, evil.
Uh,
Um,
Mm.
oh, there's
Man,
Cheliax.
we were on a fucking journey.
huh.
Nermathus, Last Wall. I know these are where the orcs are from. Well, there's a bunch of orcs here. Hold the belts in.
Well, maybe we could have Waylon take us there one day.
Right.
Drop in and fuck some hobgoblins up.
Yeah, and what sucks is, yeah,
Surprise,
that's
motherfuckers.
not here to introduce Leviathan.
He's gonna want to go and run that back when he gets here. I promise you that. We're not.
Uh-huh.
We might as well just.
Might as well just gloss over it for now.
Right. He might as well just gloss over because he. I'm sure he wants to. I'm sure he has a whole thing for that.
Hmm.
Sucks. Question: Can I actually no. Never mind.
Oh, that's cool. They got a whole
I'll go
globe.
back to. I'll go back to Amico in the morning and
Somebody
see
made a
if
Caldum,
she.
whole globe of fucking Galarian.
would Caldum or like Amico or whoever the hell know, like while we're here? Um, like everywhere we went, we kind of knew what we were up against, like ogres
Like
and fucking
threats in the area.
yeah, like
Yeah. What kind of threats are exist in Rhyme Skull? Like any major threats? Any like
what kind of animals. They're like wyverns
uh
that seem to be
Um,
around the mountains all the
right.
time.
Rhyme Skull. Yeah, that'll be our geography check for sure.
Goblin snakes and shit. Fucking
Obviously
level
we can't
7
plan for
spells.
everything. Like
It's on the western edge of the
Yeah.
Kodar Mountains, located on the banks of Lake Stormonder. It's named for the vaguely skull-shaped carving visible from miles away, the mouth of which is a large cave entrance. So the mouth of the skulls, where the cavern that the poem must be talking about. But before you can go into the cavern, you need to go to the is located near the base of the of Rhyme Skull is where you'll find those statue heads to get the keys. Carving is a relic of ancient Thassalon, and the person depicted is the Emperor Zin. Because the Runelords commonly carve their faces into the mountainsides that faced their capital cities. But the carving of Shin faces Runeforge, a place of great importance, shared by all of the Runelords. It's basically like, imagine the superpowers of our world got all their best scientists together and put them in a place. But the rule is each nation's not allowed to interfere and not allowed to like have their own agents in with those scientists.
So like Geneva.
what
Yeah,
you trying
something
to say?
like that.
They made like a protective fucking
Like Runeforge,
guardian
The
fucking animals
Geneva,
and shit.
the Geneva of Battle.
So what will they do to us if we try and go in there? Well, kill us. Yeah, that makes sense.
But it's a
Definitely
mountain,
try
right?
and kill us.
So what? Wyverns, rocks.
Um,
They're gonna be any rocks over there?
Right.
The Kodar Mountain range itself, which is where Rhymeskull is located, that massive ass fucking mountain range. The Shawanti people call it the world's root. It is among the highest mountain ranges in the region. There are stories that say that the mountains, that whole mountain range itself was formed from the convulsions of the great old one Mar, said to be trapped under the crust of Galarian, and had uttered a scream that pushed against the surface, creating that mountain range. It forms the natural boundary between several nations. The extensive range forms the north and northwestern border of Varissia, and it separates it from the hold of Belkzen to the west, and the lands of the Linorm kings, Irisin, and the realm of the Mammoth lords all to the north. Few creatures call the Kodors their home, as only the toughest creatures can survive there. Known inhabitants include rocks, dragons,
Oh
yeti,
fuck.
crag spiders,
Oh fuck.
storm giants, and
Crag
stone
spiders.
giants. Crag, yeah,
I
crag
fucking
spiders,
fiend out spiders.
storm giants, stone giants, and wendigos.
They
Storm
just
giants
fucking steal
are
your
like
items.
way
They don't actually
stronger than
attack
stone
you.
giants, right?
Huh?
Aren't stone giants like mad stronger than stone giants?
Storm giants is at like the top of the fucking totem pole when
Those
it
are like
comes to the
way up there,
giants.
right?
Yeah.
Oh,
Um,
no.
the eastern edge of the mountain.
Stronger giant?
Yeah.
Yeah, this is the western edge. Where your guys are going
Joey.
would be the western edge. The eastern edge is known to have orcs, the Deadeye
I know it
tribe.
was like that in 5e. There was like a hierarchy. It was like hill, stone,
Okay.
storm,
Yeah,
and then I
Right.
think there was cloud as well.
Gotcha.
But
it goes storm. Yeah, it goes storm, cloud, fire, frost, um, and hill. Oh,
Mm.
it goes storm, cloud, uh, stone, fire, frost, hill. Hill giants at the bottom. Hill giants. I mean, there's other giants, but there's like those are like the main top like
storm
7.
giants are nasty.
Nah.
Do I have the
Nasir
chart?
looks at Rakim and he's like, great.
Oh
More
yeah,
things
there
to
you go.
murder.
There you go.
Oh, look at that,
More things to fight.
And I have
bro!
I have I
Look
have
at
a
the storm,
bestiary of everything you guys have encountered in here. So
look at the storm giant, yo. We were fighting
What? How
18-foot
big is that
giants.
shit?
That motherfucker's 26 feet tall.
the storm giant. Yeah, you guys were fighting stone, which was about 18. Yeah,
Yeah, see, cloud giant 24. I knew they were up there,
yeah. Cow giants are pretty up there too with the height.
but
think
stone
that
giant
And they're the
18
ones
feet.
that the cloud giants are the ones that are good with magic, right?
The cow
I
giants are like
remember reading about
very.
them.
They're like into the
They're
art.
good magic attuned.
I think they're more
Right.
magical of them all, and they're very into the art and
Yeah.
jewelry. So they're into like song and musical instruments and
We're definitely getting attacked by storm giants, yo.
Yeah.
I know.
fucking hill giant has a
26
pitchfork in
foot
his
tall.
foot,
And a fucking tree branch.
Right.
chewing on a tree branch. I like how they have the human figure right over there on the all the way to the right.
Right. Just in case you want to know what it looks like compared to a human. 26
And,
feet
and then
tall.
you got me and Nasir, probably even shorter than that.
Even shorter than a human.
It's
Right.
probably like a 6-foot human.
Um,
Right.
now there is another
Jeez.
there and well there is another and
Those elevator.
your characters did learn this from the history check that that Kazug's definitely going to have. So you see the storm giant. The Thessalonians had created rune giants, which
Rune
are
slaves, giants, yeah.
yeah, they are the rune slave giants, but there is a specific giant that they've managed to breed, known as a rune giant, and those
Ooh.
are like you see the storm giant. I guess add another 50% of the height of that to the storm giant, They're like
Oh
30. They're like
no.
35, 40 feet tall.
Oh my god.
He's gonna be playing. Oh, what the fuck was the name of
I
that
think
game?
I showed you guys the picture of it.
Looks like
Oh,
I'm gonna be permanently enlarged this whole adventure.
bro, what was that? What was that fucking game? That PS2 game where you're just climbing up on top of giant fucking monsters
Which
and
one?
trying to hit the weak spot.
Oh yeah, Colossal. Was it? Oh, Colossus. Colossus.
It was-
I know
Ooh,
what you're talking about. Where it was like the. I think it was Colossus, bro. I'm not gonna lie to you.
that sounds familiar.
Yeah, I did send this picture. I'm doing this picture in chat.
Shadow of the Colossus.
Shadow of the Colossus. There you go. Yeah, we're
Yeah.
gonna be playing that.
Yep. Don't think you're gonna hear you gloss over that fucking dragon bit either. It's a dragon, like all low, and they started talking about giants and shit.
He's like, yeah, wyverns, rock, dragons, giants.
Mm. Think you didn't hear that shit. We heard that shit. I don't know why. He's like,
He's got
I see
real
his
hard
ears
sloth
perked
over
up when he
there.
heard giants. Right. When he heard dragons, he said dragons.
That's why he
More
tried
of them.
to. That's why he's throwing all this giant information at us to keep us away from the dragons.
All right.
I mean, it's a big mountain range. There's definitely dragons there. White dragons, red dragons.
All I heard is that there's treasure in these mountains.
Right.
There's dragon hordes in
Look
these
at that. The fuck is a white dragon?
mountains. Oof, look at that shit.
Yeah. We are in for it. You fucking hear me, bro? you thought that last stretch was amazing. This stretch right here that we're about to go through, you're about to fight some shit up in these mountains.
That's right. I
And
had
on our way to
opened.
fucking Karzu.
I was trying to figure out the. Oh yeah. That's what
Oh,
the.
the distance?
Yeah, I was trying to get the distance. This is why where the fuck is it? Okay, there's the forest.
You just had it up.
Why can't I find same point on here? That shit don't even want to load. So big, it's just having problems loading. Gotta be a website. There was a website I found for it. That's how I figured out the distance between fucking.
Is is Rhyme School known to have any like defenses? Like known areas of defense or weak points, I guess.
It's not a stronghold or anything. That I mean, you
No.
don't know. You don't know of anything. You don't know of anything that's like permanently settled there. Um, only the toughest creatures can deal with those mountain ranges, and considering that it's mountains in like a a very cold region. Um,
Yeah.
there's not a lot of places where creatures can just hang around in one spot. A lot of them are just probably wandering around looking for places to rest, eat, survive.
Okay. Sounds good.
Man, if you're that big, why even swing that massive sword at those little dudes?
So
Well,
you
because
can
you
kill
got
70 of them with one swipe.
It'd probably be easier to just backslash
because you
you
have
out
to
of all
because you have to worry about the 14th level fucking monks that might bump into your way.
of them. You worry about
You
falling
know,
down and gravity grips them.
they come upon a farmer, they could just step on him. But when fucking they when they see two monks with key energy glowing out their bodies, it's like, oh shit, I better take this shit out. Fuck.
They suddenly hearing
Fuck.
that song. When you got the
Right.
Shit. They're like, damn, I just dealt with a barbarian warlord. Now we got these fucking monks. Damn. Alright, yeah, that's the problem. This shit is just not loading. There's gotta be a better site than this. I do not know the fucking unless it says it in here. Hold on. Yeah, no shit, I'm aware of that. I just want to know distance because they're going by airship. I got the speed of the ship. Speaking of the speed of the ship, let's see how many miles that'll. Overland. So at 100 feet for 1 hour overland, looks like it's gonna be 10 miles an hour, 10 times. I mean, as long as somebody's piloting. Although I don't think anybody's gonna pilot it 24 hours straight. Definitely Wayland. How's Wayland and Quinnemere going shifts? 'Cause I think that was the plan
What's
to
that?
just have Quinnemere man the ship while everybody else is doing their thing.
Oh,
So,
okay.
so I guess between Wayland and Quinnemere piloting, it could be 8 hours, 8 and 8 before they get exhausted. That'd be a good 16 miles. That'd be a good 160 miles a day. So to pilot this alchemical ship, you need a you need some high. What is that? Knowledge Arcana.
What do you need to pilot it? I think it was something.
Yeah, I have it in
He
here.
told us that too. I don't remember.
Man, can we get into some like One Piece shit here and make the we're just gonna different fucking little adventures flying up there every day.
Drive and check. Craft or Knowledge Arcana plus 10 to the DC. Okay, yeah. So anybody with craft alchemy or so Wayland or Arcana. So well, if Ren also takes over, he's got a
Right. I
high
was to say
arcana.
Renhelm. Right.
That could be a whole
Right.
24-hour flight. So that could be 240 miles a day.
Mm.
Sweet. And get us there in a day.
Maybe I gotta see how many miles that is. Go.
I don't even want to know how you get there without an airship, bro. I want to know how
The
you
book,
get there. You would have
so
been like, what?
the book was like, the book was like, oh, the characters are high level enough. They'll have magic to get there pretty quick or something crazy like that. I was like,
Oh, they
So
just
they
tell you
didn't
like, oh, figure it out.
all right.
Right.
glossed over
Like
that.
I guess they were saying at this level it would be rare to have a group that's actually gonna like trek across the land to get there.
For Night Watch, I have to walk.
Honestly, it was a good. I would say honestly, it's a good thing that you do have the chip because I'm like, well, teleport won't work because you have to have been to the place. Um,
Right.
so I'm like, they said flying, but like magical flight. I was like, these characters would just have to be magically flying there, which would take a fucking long ass time, and there'd be definitely be encounters along the way. Um, and Windwalk was another one, but I was like, there's no clerics in here, so Windwalk ain't happening. Windwalk is pretty fast. I
I don't
think
even know
Windwalk
what
is
that
like
is.
it's a cleric
Oh, is
spell.
it?
It turns everybody into like the wind pretty much. And you travel
Oh,
super fast towards like where you want to go.
okay.
Yeah, Windwalk is like it's one of those high level cleric spells that gets casted a lot for like traveling. It what is it, 60 miles an hour? Yeah, 60
Oh
miles an
yeah,
hour.
it says 6. Oh, an alchemist can make it. That's crazy. Yeah, it says alchemist level 6, cleric level 6. Oh, damn. You alter your body to the cloud-like vapor as a gaseous form spell that moves through the air. Oh no, not gaseous form again. So we'd be moving at like 20 feet though. All right, great speed. Oh, okay, never mind. I thought it was gaseous form speed. It's like you talking about 20 feet? A fucking. It's about to be mad. Normally, a windwalker flies at 10 feet speed. If desired by the subject, the wind walks 600 feet per round. That's a dope spell.
Now it's loading. There it is. Okay, standpoint. Oops, no. Standpoint. 2.
What the hell is this? The fucking the eye of Abendago?
Oh, that's that's like a insanely massive Jupiter size, like one of them fucking hurricanes. It's like an ever-present hurricane. Nobody,
Yeah.
Oh,
nobody knows why it's there or like the purpose of it. They just know it happened right after the god Eridan had died. I think it was 100 years ago. He had suddenly just died, and
mhm.
nobody knows how or why. Um, right, it was like right after he died, that hurricane fucking appeared in that spot, and yeah, that shit is massive. Like nobody knows like the
I have to
origin
fly
or
right
like.
into the middle of that bitch and find the treasure.
Right. Can I punch it?
Yeah. What if I punch it the opposite direction it's spinning? That disrupted enough.
Oh, here we go. Yay!
Some Superman shit.
I love it. Hey,
Just let me be great.
that 450
We
miles?
should Abednego.
Yeah, 450 miles. So what did I say?
You said like 240 miles in a day or some shit?
So yeah, you guys could get there in 2 days.
Ooh.
2 days. Wayland takes
Ooh-wee.
over first shift. Ren takes over another 8 hours of piloting, and then Pandemia takes over the last 8. And then they can just rotate like that.
Oh, fantastic.
Fly over the land straight to Rhyme Skull.
If if Watson, if Waylon's flying, he can't craft potions, can he? Or can
If
he?
he's flying for the day, no, he wouldn't be able to. He could on the second,
Well, if he's only flying for
or he
8
could.
hours,
Well,
right?
he could craft the first day, yeah, and then fly for the 8 hours. So Ren could take over first, and then Waylon can take over second, then Quinamil last, so that way the first two are rested up. But
Because I mean, like 40 enlarged person potions. I'm just gonna go ahead and
Is
get
there
some
is there a potion
coffee.
of storm giant size?
Right.
I don't know about that.
Yeah, we can't stack anything with the potions of a large person.
That's my mug.
That's right.
There's got to be a way to get that large.
There's got to be a way to get huge size. Is it huge size or is that?
I think red has a spell that can make you huge size. Thought he-
I know we tried to cast it, but I think it turns me into a troll, right? That's the one that turns me into a huge.
Well, there's one that turns into a troll that's large size, and then you would, but you can't take any size enhancing magic after that. But I thought he had a
Yeah, there.
spell.
No.
I thought he had one for huge size. Maybe he doesn't. I don't think he has that one yet. That's probably
I
why. Was it giant
I
form
think you remember.
two?
I remember him saying something. Yeah, yeah. I think it was. I think it was
Giant form
something
two.
crazy like that.
Yeah, you can assume the form of any huge creature of the giant type. He needs to get that one, but he can't cast his 8th level spells yet. Not yet. Not for 2 more
Oh, okay.
levels. Two? No, 1 more level. 1 more level.
Oh, nice. Only 40,000 more experience points away from that. Right there. We're right there.
Oh wait, he's an Arcanist? Well, no, he gets it at 16th level. So he's got 2 levels before he can cast 8th level spells. For some reason I thought his thing was like a wizard. It's like a sorcerer actually.
You know, he probably got some shit in there that lets him boost his fucking casting ability to level 8.
He
Charter
makes
always
his
got some
shit. He
shit.
makes
He'd be
yeah.
like,
When he rambles all that shit off, he makes it sound like a fucking
yeah,
science. Like a he makes it definitely
yeah,
sounds like a real wizard doing all that.
right, right, right. He'd be like, oh, he was like, I use an Arcanist point. I'll take something from the staff. Use another Arcanist point. Then a meta magic feat that allows me to. I'm like, all right, bro. I don't know what you're saying, but he always got some.
Like in those anime where like they explain their entire attack before it goes off.
Yeah, yeah. He
Been
always got
been
something,
doing
man.
that in an anime scene.
That's why I'm like, he might.
I will
I wouldn't be
rod. I
surprised. I
will
really
enhance the
wouldn't be.
magic of this. That will put this off, and when this goes off, it will begin this as a
Hmm.
plan, just in case the enemy has. I have this prepared.
Then I'll add it. Then I'll add the spell component that lets me fucking enhance this. I don't know. He's
Right.
good.
Then I will add
He's
the
good.
power component that I received from
Right.
from the mountain of the Troll King. With this, I will be able to
I'll be able to make you
like
into a
a
large
whole
humanoid, and then
like a
stack
whole
it onto something.
3 minute explanation anime scene. And he lets off the attack.
That'd be dope.
The enemy gets taken down. As I calculated.
I was just reading that the description for that Fanged Falchion. That shit looks dope.
Of what?
Can fucking Reds? I was the Fanged Falchion that we got from the cleric.
Oh yeah.
This shit is nice. What is a Falchion a two-handed weapon or a one-handed?
2 weapons.
You said it's two-handed.
Falchions, yeah, they're 2-handed weapons. Alright. Coffee. Kit Kat creamer. I got a sweet tooth. My wife be hating my coffee. She's like, she's like, she's like, you just flavor your creamer with coffee. I'm like, yeah. I'm like, I'm
Uh,
I'm like basically.
No way, man. Just drink it black. That's the way to do it.
Oh God, tried that once. I was like, that's an acquired taste, man.
Black, no sugar.
Mm, that's wild. That's definitely acquired taste.
On the ship, that was definitely how I drank it, especially when I had like night watches and stuff, and I had to be up late. But man, it messes my guts up.
yeah. I was taking, what was it? Those caffeine pills for Firewatch.
Oh
I was
God.
taking those caffeine pills that you get. Oh, bro, it shot my fucking blood pressure through the fucking roof. Cause I was trying to be like, I'll be falling asleep during Firewatch and Night Watch or some shit like that.
Oh shit.
And I was
You get
like,
hooked
I
on
gotta
them?
start
Like,
staying awake.
you get hooked on them like
I was
Jesse
just
Spano?
popping them like, bro. I would take one and be like, ah. Get charged up, be up for like 62 hours straight. It's terrible. And then I would have got a physical, and they were like, "Yo, your blood pressure is ridiculous, bro. What are you doing?" It was fucking up my heart and shit. This shit was crazy.
You did the Jesse Spano song at that point.
Yeah.
You did the whole,
I'm
I'm
so
so
excited.
excited.
I'm so excited.
I'm so
Army was the first time I ever
yeah.
passed out. That shit, I remember that shit. I've never been that tired in my fucking life. I was awake for so long, and I just fell asleep standing up. We were online, we were waiting online to chow, and I just fell asleep standing up. Like I just said, I couldn't even stay awake. It was fucking incredible. I never had that shit happen to me ever in fucking life.
The
Most
next
tired I've ever been in my fucking
morning, Erica awakened to the sound of something in the sky and a lot of commotion outside.
life.
Here we go again.
Nasir
Run
rolls out of
outside,
bed and rubs
second
his
count.
face. He's like, fucking hell. We can't even get a night's sleep.
Oh yeah, because Raheem had to sleep the whole night this time because he had no key points.
Oh
Yeah,
yeah, your key points are gone.
yeah. All
Which
right,
reminds
well,
me, no, Matt's not even here for that. But I guess I could tell you guys. Remember those Glounder nightmares that were happening?
uh,
For
Yeah.
those
did
that
we
were
have Glounder
sleeping.
nightmares? Oh, we did. Yeah. Yep.
So the first time it happened, it was Nasir and Waylon. Everybody else was fine. The ones that slept through
Yeah.
it.
Oh, yeah. That's right.
Ugh,
I was dreaming about
that's a
fucking
big ass mosquito.
her face on a mosquito and shit. Right.
I'm over here talking about Glounder, and there's a fucking mosquito flying in the room, and I just killed it.
Oh shit, that's it. That's a bad omen, bro.
Right.
I'm fucked.
Terrible omen.
I was Glounder's spy right now. Motherfucker. It's like, yeah, you were talking about me. Um, what are the chances? Um, what was I saying? But that happened. All right, and then I think, was it Matt? I remember Matt. I was actually listening to the same session not too long ago, and he had mentioned having Quindamere look into it, and
Hmm.
I think somebody did roll a knowledge check. It was Rakeem, and I remember mentioning that. Yeah, I just heard it recently because Rakeem, he had gotten a high roll with the religion check. And it was I think the group realized that like they learned that there are more, when it comes to Glounder's worship, there are more than one blight spawn. But from what is known about them, the one that they fought was very different from the rest. It felt, it was clear that it was a special kind of blight spawn. For what reason is unknown. Was it because of the particular ritual that what's his name had used? It didn't seem so. It seemed maybe Glounder was involved, even a little bit, enough where the blight spawn proved to have far more capability in its powers and in combat than most blight spawn. Think of detect magic. I think there was a. I think I remember Ren saying there is magic where you can have it's illusion magic where your mind can be invaded with a nightmare, a message from the caster, but also a nightmare that would make you restless and would um cause some mental strain to your body, some physical, which would cause the physical strain, hence the 1d10 damage when you wake up. And I think when he did detect magic, he didn't detect any magic auras. He's like, well, this wasn't from a spell. This is definitely something a lot more supernatural, something innate, something
Mm.
beyond magic. Um, it's possible it was just a vision, or maybe a like a warning from Glounder. Um, as it was discussed with Quindamir was only able to think. He's like, well, if there's any more such nightmares, if there's a pattern, then let me know. And so a week had gone by from that moment. It was your first week back from Sandpoint. The Peer didn't get, each night that he slept, there was no nightmare. And it was the same with everyone else until a week later, where Waylon did have the nightmare again. And the nightmares always involve that blight spawn, horrifically chasing and killing the dreamer.
Mm.
Um,
Yeah, that's the same nightmare Nasir had. That's right.
and that was also that same night that Waylon had it. Icarus also had it.
Mm.
So I say Quindamil did look into it for sure. He's like, okay, well, there's an established pattern so far. They seem to be a week apart. He goes, so he used some divination magic, and he goes, it's my suspicion that these nightmares that plague those that sleep, somehow there's a strong psychic imprint left deep within on the witnessing the death of the blight spawn. There have been stories of horrific monsters that are said to continue to haunt those even after it was believed that they were destroyed. Stories where it takes one of strong will to fight them off and be over and be rid of them. And he goes, I hope the other stories, the other half of those stories aren't true. Where it is said that those who are not of strong enough will were visited again by the very thing they thought was dead.
Does Quinn say that to Icarus or they say that to Waylon?
Oh shit, this guy came out of nowhere. I didn't even know you showed up. I didn't even hear the fucking Discord thing.
I was
Usually it goes "Ba-ding." I didn't even hear that.
You were busy narrating, probably.
Yeah. That was Quindamere that said that.
Was that to Icarus or was that to Waylon?
That was to the group because everybody was wondering like,
Oh, so this is a group meeting.
yeah, this was like the second week that they had returned from Standpoint.
Okay.
With that, your characters you went about your days and it appeared Quindamere's divinations were correct. For the third week, Nasir had the nightmare. And Waylon. For Waylon, it was the third time in a row.
As the nightmares keep increasing in intensity, I would say by like the second one that he had, he's so paranoid that he stops going into his actual original body entirely.
Yeah, the third week, yeah. So after the second week, yeah. So the third week, yeah, you're in your experimenting in your new clone body.
Mm-hmm.
The nightmare, yeah, that was when the nightmare had happened again for you, and that was when it happened for Nasir. It was the second time for him. But the fourth week, nobody had anything, and in fact, fifth, sixth, seventh, I think you guys were like almost 2 months into your nothing. The nightmares had stopped. Fourth
So
week there was nothing.
Waylon would have marked
Fifth
would
week
have
there was
been
nothing.
Waylon is the kind of person he would have like taken notes on like specifics. So did the nightmares occur at the same times, at the same exact like time each time?
They were definitely 7 days apart each time.
Okay. 7-day intervals.
And where? No, where the fuck is it? I have it here. I have it here. Okay.
Waylon would have also asked Clindermere, is there a way to use divination to cloak individuals from being targeted magically from far away, like a type of magic that could obscure my position or obscure me from scrying, be like a deterrent for being targeted by this nightmare.
Right. He said unless he can make. He said unless Unless he can like isolate your mind from outside forces and place it where like he doesn't have the magic to place, to protect minds like that. That he's like that takes some power from me. He's like he goes the greater wizards with a mind blank spell would be able
Mm,
to ward that off.
okay. So it's possible for arcane magic. It's just not possible for him.
Yeah.
Okay. So from then, I guess I would have to go to Sandpoint, and then he would probably make his way over to the Church of Desna and try to get some feedback from a divine source and see if maybe they have like a different answer for protections and like against this. Or rather, he would probably ask Icarus if she could be um the person to kind of like be the go-to um or like the liaison for that, because as far as I remember, she has a an ongoing relationship with the Church of Desna there in Sandpoint.
You as you're seeking out answers to like about these nightmares and where they're coming from and or how to stop them. And Father what's his name? Can't remember his name. The leader of the cathedral. He it says sounds like you're sounds like you and your allies have been are being in a sense almost stalked. And unfortunately he doesn't have an answer for that. He says Quindemir's right. Strong will can fight off those nightmares long enough, man. They won't, you know, they'll lose their power and won't return anymore. Um, he goes, he hasn't heard of such a case from anyone. Um, at first he thought, it might have been psychological, but when your characters were waking up, when there was a pattern, and when your characters were waking up, like the mental strain had caused physical damage.
Okay.
It the priest was he looked concerned as well, and he goes, it's if it continues for too long, then yeah, that's a matter to look into, and to find the source. If the source is Glounder, then you would need to probably find a worshiper of Glounder. Although he rolls his eyes and he's like those insidious bastards are not easy to find. They're quite well known for they're quite well known for infiltrating into society and corrupting it from within. They don't work out in the open. And he goes, but if I have any suspicions of anyone, uh, if I have any immediate suspicions of anyone here in town that might have been that might be corrupted by Glounder, you and Red Lotus Society will be the first immediately to know about that, especially since Glounder is the is the the arch enemy of my goddess Desna.
Well, Waylon says to him, even though you think you have not done any service to me, I want to let you know, by simply confirming something that my brother Quendemea already told me, you have given me an idea, something that I can do as a stopgap measure. It is not a permanent solution, but it is better than nothing. Thank you for your services. You are doing Desna's work. And then after that, he leaves. Just to let you know, the idea that he has is, since it's something he needs to have a strong will to resist, he'll use his cognitogen to boost his will instead of boost his intelligence before he goes to sleep.
So yeah, that would have boosted it another 4. Yeah. You drink your cognigen before resting for the night. For your nights, I should say.
Actually, it will be boosted another 6, no?
It goes up by +8, right?
Oh yeah, right.
Yeah,
Plus
so
4,
then
plus
yeah,
4.
for the 4.
Yeah.
Start to feel more secure doing that. And the nightmares have gone after that third time. You haven't had any more. Whether or not they had subsided, or whether and you had already fought them off, or whether um definitely due to to the cognitogen, you haven't had them. 4th, 5th, 6th week. Nothing. And in fact, the rest of the party hasn't had any more as well. The
Mm.
ones that slept, like Icarus and Nestir. Who else
Kelvin,
don't need to
has
sleep?
Kelvin had any?
So nah, the elves don't sleep. They're not subject to
Yeah.
such effect. And Rakim as well. He doesn't need to sleep thanks to his key.
I actually think I do sleep. I think it's just for 2 hours.
Yeah, 2 hours.
Oh, it is so it's like a 2-hour sleep. Okay.
Yeah.
Oh shit. Well then he
Mhm.
should have had him rolling his will saves the whole time. Um, where's
And I had to sleep this last
like the
because I
full
lost
eight
all my key
full
points.
8-hour
So
one?
yeah, I had to sleep the full 8.
Yeah.
Um, yeah. So 4th, 5th, 6th week, nothing. Nothing about no more nightmares. Nightmares seem to have subsided.
Ha, pussy glounder.
Until one night, Waylon,
Ah.
roll a roll a perception check.
What? All right. How about this?
Who for Whaler or for
Waylon,
us?
yeah. No, just Waylon. One day. Well, he's
You don't see nothing.
around Sandpoint, walking down the road, going to the next stop, trying to get some supplies.
He completely missed whatever he was could have seen with that 4.
So you're say it was getting close to chilly night, evening. You know, sun was already setting. You're walking down the road away from the docks, making sure there's some supply, making sure that, you know, you finish talking with some of the merchants down there, double checking on like some supplies that you was, you know, looking to purchase with to make sure it was available. And you know, you got people that are settling in, others that are like on their way to like the tavern to take a break, either the White Hart Inn or the Rusty Dragon, or um, but passing by as you're heading back towards Red Lotus House. Um, as you're mulling over all these formulas in your head and you know, passing your time walking towards the house, you know, with so many things in your mind, so many calculations, so many um things that you have learned from like the libraries, the Fastenal Library, alchemy, and also thinking of like what, you know, what else there is left to get done to make sure that the ship's done. Um, you no. The fuck? Make actually no wait. You suddenly feel sharp, excruciating pain.
Where's the pain coming from? Like in one part of my body?
This pain.
Hmm.
Take 19 points of damage as you feel
Oh, shit.
your upper back get stabbed suddenly
And my
from
man got
behind.
shingled.
And this wasn't stabbed. This pain doesn't feel like it's from a blade or
Oh
spear.
no, it's a proboscis.
And you hear
Mm.
this buzzing drone sound,
No.
Proboscis.
and you start to wonder whether this is real or are you back in the nightmare again.
Oh shit.
But the pain that you're feeling was not the same kind of pain that you felt in the nightmare. This one feels really hot and excruciating
Very real.
and very real.
Mm.
Roll a fortitude saving throw, and with this
Proboscis in
proboscis,
your buscus.
as your head turns slightly, this like as you know, as you turn to the attacker, you can see the same fucking blight spot that you sort of swore you all just killed and threw in the fucking fire. It's not a different blight spawn. It's not it's not like it's a different blight spawn of the Glounder religion that maybe is coming to attack out of vengeance. No, it's the same exact one that killed Shillelagh. Well, not
Oh,
that killed
wow.
Shillelagh, but actually Shillelagh got killed by the cultists, but like it's the same exact one that was birthed from the mayor of that of Ravenmore.
Mm.
Yeah.
Shit.
All right.
Waylon screams out in sheer agony and kind of like buckles down to like one knee.
And as you buckle down to one knee, you are confused and take wisdom damage.
Mm.
1 point of wisdom damage, but you're confused for 1 round.
Shit.
And in
A
your
lot of rolls
confusion,
going on.
in your massive confusion, all you can think of is like trying to get out what you think is what you still for some reason your mind's telling you is a nightmare. You need to get out of it, and you just want to maybe if you just harm yourself, you can get out of it faster.
All right, so he drops a bomb right on his square.
Damn. Um.
Yeah.
Let's see the spell. Deal 1d8 points of damage plus strength modifier to self with item in hand. What if you don't have an item in hand?
Just punch yourself in the
I guess you,
face,
but
I'd imagine.
you're right.
That wouldn't really be doing enough damage. That'd be 1d3.
For some reason it says 1d8 plus your strength modifier.
I don't know where they're gonna get that from. I'm not a
I
monk.
know.
Quit hitting yourself.
You know, 1d3 is the max I can do with that.
Also make a. Oh yeah, make a will save. 2 will saves.
Oh God.
Jeez.
Okay.
Louise. He has not rolled above a 10. You go ahead and change that color for me, champ.
So you also feel Waylon also feels massive amounts of lethargy and torpor, and it feels his energy and speed being sapped. So you're affected as if you were slowed, and you also have
Shit.
this. You also are suffering from. You're also frightened.
Could have caught everything.
Typically, frightened, you would run away from the source, but I can't see the source. So how do I resolve that?
Well, you can see it now. I mean, it's towering over you right there. Like you can see it. You just didn't see it initially because it stealthed on you. So yeah, I guess your fear would take over the. Well, no, the confusion effect would take over would be first, and then the fear effect, the frightened.
So that means I can't run because the fear effect only has me doing
The
one action
confusion,
to
yeah.
attack
Well, the confusion effect has you, yeah, doing
and
an
confuse.
attack on yourself. Yeah. I mean, I guess I could.
And he's slowed, so he couldn't even
I
run.
can only take
He
one
got like
action.
one
All right,
action.
you're slowed. You have 1 action. I guess roll a d8
All right.
as you grab a stick or a rock nearby and hit yourself with it. I don't know.
Improvised weapons don't do 1d8.
I don't know. It says 1d8. I don't know. You take your hand and you jam it in your eye. I don't know.
That shit's a lie.
Total of 25 damage. And so that was your turn, pretty much.
Mhm.
This shit goes again. Actually, no, wait, it's already attached to you. Hold on, yeah, it's attached. I don't even need to roll anything, do I? Latches on. You're grappled. Oh yeah, you're grappled on top of it. The target can attack or grapple as normal. It can break the attachment. Um, I guess that would be the grapple check then. Grapple. Okay, they definitely passed the grapple, dealing more damage as well as
Mm.
attach and poison. Is it just poison? I guess it's just poison. Oh, there it is. Blood drain.
This is it's a blood drain. Ugh.
2 points of Constitution damage, plus another 28 damage. We got 28 plus the 19 from 4, plus another 7 from hitting yourself, but then you lost 1 point per level.
That's 28. I believe he's down. That's it.
20. So yeah.
He's out.
Yeah, you're done. You're gone.
Mm-hmm.
And then you awaken in your real body.
Mm.
As you thankfully were in your duff your simulacrum when that happened.
Where is his real body?
Uh,
On the ship.
well, no,
In
this
the
was before the ship arrived. I say this was like 6 weeks.
Oh, so then it would have been.
This was
It would
before
have
you
been
guys
back at.
even. This was before you guys even went below in the fucking pit. Yeah.
So then it would have just been in Magnamore.
Oh, so his real body's in Magnamar? That's
Yeah,
right.
because if the ship's not done, I believe that's where the ship's being built. So his main body would have been there, so he could oversee its construction. In the meantime, while doing other things.
Oh, this is.
He'd be a Magnamore.
Yeah.
So does that affect like what happens in the I don't know.
I suppose it could, because the mental damage is gonna stick. So I'm not sure how long that lasts, though the damage to his wisdom and whatnot.
No, but I think that
No, that stops because that was poison in your body.
Oh,
And
okay.
since you're back in your original body, which is not poisoned, you're fine. The wisdom damage is still there, but your body's not poisoned anymore.
Is the fear and the slow
And
well
the
not
all yeah
slow, but like
I
the
mean the
fear and the
fear would be
confusion and
there,
shit?
but he's nowhere near the fucking incident, so the fear's gone. The flow was a body thing.
Gotcha.
Well, actually, the slow I think it has to be within the aura of the
Yeah, it's within the aura.
yeah.
As
for how this would affect what things happen, I mean, well,
Right, because I
that
mean,
only
Yeah, I
depends.
would have one
That
less
that
simulacrum.
that only depends on Well, no, we could say he made another one during the time.
okay.
no, but would he have kept that from us, and then we would have known?
Yeah, that would
Nah,
depend on
he
like
would have
Yeah.
shared that, because my next move upon waking up would have been to go and tell the rest of the crew that Glounder has physically attacked him. He's
That
not
would
gonna
have
hide being attacked by a god from his crew. So.
no, it wasn't Glounder. It was the Blight Spawn that you guys killed. The same exact one.
Yeah, but
But he would see it as if it was
he
Glounder.
would see it as Glounder, because
Oh.
there's no other reason the last time he saw that creature is when it was a
Oh, it was a burnt
priest of
husk. Yeah.
Glounder like summoned it. So
The last time you
he's
saw it,
they're
you
already
guys,
dealing with
killed it and burnt it to a husk.
Yeah.
Threw it on the bonfire.
If we're following if he's following the sequence of events, they pissed off Lamashtu, not directly,
Honestly, this
but
would have.
Lamashtu like personally took like offense.
I don't think this would change much.
We found out is related to Lamashtu as far as like having a relationship going on, of some sort of like weird partnership. So he's just putting two and two together.
This wouldn't. I don't think this would change much with what happened in the shrine.
Sure it would. Because if he told us about it, then we knew he was a fucking simulacrum.
Right.
Probably wouldn't have. I wouldn't have jumped at him like that.
No, well, no. Maybe he would have just sent. Maybe the way the way this could be rectified is that like you guys, like yeah, you know about the simulacrums, but you didn't know that like he sent one with you guys without telling you. Like that could still be maintained.
Yeah, I guess it could. But I think when they asked the question of like, because he's gonna tell him what happened, that he basically died, but it wasn't really him. He was in that body.
Do we just find a dead body and freak out like before he gets a chance to talk to us?
Right.
I mean,
We would have to be
well,
like,
if that,
if he's in Magnemar, then we would have found his dead body in Sandpoint
well,
and been like, oh shit, Wayland's dead.
I mean, if that really is gonna change things, then I'll just have
Yeah,
this
you about to
happen.
fuck up the timeline, Barry. You about to fuck up the timeline, Barry.
Because I
Then I-
definitely would have told him what happened.
Then I'll just have this happen.
And I
That
definitely would tell him straight up, I'm not coming to my reply.
then I'll just have this
You about
happen
to
the
fuck up the
same.
timeline, Barry.
I'll have this happen the
You about to
same
fuck up
night.
the timeline.
Then this happens the same night, but you know your characters had split off after talking to Amayako or whatever.
Lewis is over here taking advantage of Matt having these freaking simulacrums and hitting us with some more side story. You know,
Well,
someone's
no,
about to
this
die.
was supposed to. I was
For
supposed to
real.
get this. I was supposed to get this done before, but like because Matt doesn't show up till like mad late, I can never get it done. So,
I'm just saying.
but now that he's here, I'm
Someone's
like, well,
gonna
let me
die.
get this part out the
For real.
way, right? But then,
That'd be pretty crazy to just find his body. What happens to the simulacrum body when it dies?
that's what I was
When
gonna
it dies,
say.
it breaks down to like inert flesh.
That's why I thought like he'd be
Ugh.
there in town, because then he
Ugh.
would just go and collect the body, and nobody would still know. But then you're telling me he's in Magnamar, and I'm like, okay, that doesn't work. Like now, people are gonna know Wayland's dead with no blood
Does
in
he
the
have
middle
another
in
body
the
he
middle
can
of the
jump
street,
there?
which
You know
would
what I mean?
alert the guys that he has a simulacrum.
Right.
But I said the only way to keep the role play that happened recently is that when Wayland goes to explore the pit with them, he doesn't say, "Hey, this is my simulacrum." He just goes with them, and everybody just assumes it's really him. We could still keep it like that. I mean, that's up to you guys. I don't know if Wayland.
To make it canon, I think that's the best way to really do it. Is just to have it where they just assume that it wasn't really me, even though they know they have a capability of not.
Yeah, you have the capability, but like I guess they trusted you to go like personally with them to below in the pit, and didn't know you brought the doppelganger. And so the same conversation happened. Like you need to let us. Like it would be like, hey, you need to let us know when you're actually sending a doppelganger and when you're not sending yourself, because we didn't know, and that wasn't cool. Like.
Although the argument would have been a lot more heated too, because he'd have been like, you saw what happened to me.
Yeah, that bit would have been added in, right? You saw that I had.
I got targeted by Glounder. You think I'm walking around in my real body and I don't have to do that? Like,
but I don't think if I knew he had that capability, I don't think I would have. I think Rakim is perceptive enough with his sense motive and shit, and if he saw him just half-assing, he wouldn't have thought it was just him holding back.
okay.
Oh,
Right.
he holding back.
He wouldn't have ran at him like that and been like, "What the hell are you
Yeah,
doing?"
because I guess you guys would have known. You would have picked up the clue from that. Like,
Although being pissed that he wasn't fully there to give his all still would have been a problem.
True, but I think the main reason he was pissed is because he didn't like Waylon didn't actually have like a reason outside of his scientific curiosity. Because originally Waylon did it because he was testing it out. He has a legitimate fear after seeing his mom die, but it was more or less him just testing out his experiment so that he can implement it permanently.
All right,
But
then
with
I guess.
this, it's not a test; it's the real deal.
Well, then I guess this will just happen the same night that you guys left the mayor go. Waylon went to go take care of something by the docks. Everybody else went their separate way, and on your way back to the Red Lotus house to rest. That's when this happens. Now, is your body still in Magnamar at this point? Because because you wanted to bring the ship
Now
over.
Waylon could be like, see,
Yeah,
Okay.
his body
Yeah.
was just his real
Okay,
body is just
so
wherever the ship is.
as your characters are trying to settle in at the at wherever you sleep, I mean, you guys got rooms at Vidlow's house, obviously. When Waylon had it built, obviously made sure everybody had their own room. You get sudden banging at the door, and your group goes to answer it, and it's Sheriff Hemlock, and he's like, "Quick, it's Waylon. He's been killed."
What? Callum jumps
This
up.
is gonna be some good RP. I gotta see this shit. Son.
Callum jumps up, sickles drawn, and runs to the door.
And as you guys are running, with Hemlock, as he's like they're taking him to the his body's being taken to the cathedral. He goes, "There's been witnesses of like a large, massive bug-like creature that with the proboscis of like a mosquito. It had drained all the blood from his body, and it flew off to the northwest."
Fucking
Not
glounder.
northwest, northeast.
Callum
It flew up to the
looks at
northeast.
Rakim in the ear and he says,
We've been
He
having
says,
reports of some of our cattle being drained of all their blood. Now we know that which he didn't bring up to you guys because it's like, okay, something's draining fucking some monster out there or whatever. But now the sheriff's putting two and two together, like, okay, so that creature, whatever was killing people's cattle, just came and killed Waylon.
Well, that confirms something for me that I didn't really suspect. I thought that even though I was physically seeing the blight spawn, that it was still just like an effect of the nightmare, just like personified for just me. But since they actually saw it, that means it's real, which is kind of like that's even worse. That's it's not just me anymore. Now it's a threat to everybody. That's crazy.
So as you guys get taken to the cathedral and you go into their infirmary area, to ID the body. You guys see it's Waylon's body, but it's like it's a drained, like mummified husk.
Did he say it just?
All the fluid within was completely drained.
Does he say it just melts, or
but at this
when it
point we
dies?
know it was the simulacrum.
The simulacrum.
Right?
It is when the simulacrum dies, it turns into like inert flesh.
What is inert?
Typically, it's supposed to turn into like
inert flesh. So it's just a dead body, I guess.
Just like a pile of fucking.
Just a pile of.
Yeah, it's like a
it's just a pile of skin.
Just the skin.
It's just a pile of skin.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So
I'm just wanting to fight this freaking mosquito. As soon as I heard Waylon say,
so we know, and we know it's a simulacrum already. So,
well, at the time that he died, you didn't.
We don't know.
Okay,
yeah, you don't know.
Simulacrum
or not, it's been drained the blood.
Yeah, I think if Icarus, it would probably take a heal check from Icarus to decide what's really going on. Otherwise, it would just look like a.
I mean, well, there's nothing discerning that it's not your real body. So,
is this after we had the argument in the dungeon?
Unless you scar them.
No, this is before.
Unless you scar the bodies on purpose or something.
He didn't scar
you missed
or something.
But I think the, a
Give 'em
feature
num-
of the actual.
Give them numbers underneath their hair and the side of their head or something.
I'm not gonna copy that much off Vegapunk. But I
And
think
your
the discovery itself has a distinguishing thing for the simulacrum. Let me read it. That makes it a little different from the actual spell when they get destroyed.
No, I remember reading that like you supposed to like make a disguise check for them as well to see how well they pass off as you.
Yeah.
But then again, if your mind's in the simulacrum, I don't know why the disguise check would be needed. Maybe to notice that I don't know. It's weird. It's like the discovery had a different intent than the spell itself. But the spell itself is pretty clear. But then when you read the discovery, it's like it's simulacrum. Yeah, simulacrum. A duplicate. Illusionary, but this is not an illusion. This is actually a real fucking thing. Partially real and form. Okay, it appears to be the same as the original, but it's only half the real creature's level or hit. Okay, we got that. You must make a disguise check when you cast the spell to determine how good the likeness is. A creature familiar with the original might detect the ruse of a successful perception check or a DC 20 sense motive check. But that's I don't know. I don't see
Oh,
why.
I was reading the wrong one. I was reading my other discovery, Alchemical Simulacrum. That's the one that says, let's see, it decays into inert flesh rather than ice or snow if killed. But that's only for
Yes.
the alchemical simulacrum that they have that description. They didn't say that for the doppelganger simulacrum. So I don't know
Well,
what happened.
that's because the doppelganger is
It's
it creates a simulacrum, which is the same as the lesser one. It's just stronger.
okay. So does that mean it goes under the same rules
They were
as
going
the
to the same rules.
alchemical?
Yeah, simulacrum goes under the same rules as the lesser one.
All right. So I guess that means
I-
it decays into inert flesh then.
So yeah, it would
Here's a
be
question:
inert flesh.
Does Waylon's simulacrum wear like his favorite coat and shit, or does like real Waylon wear his signature coat?
Well, his signature coat, he retired. He left that on his mom's grave. So the coat he wears now, that black and gold one, that one all his simulacrums wear. And he wears it too. It just looks similar.
Multiple man.
Yeah.
Mm.
Yeah. It would just take somebody taking a close look at the body to really tell the difference. Pretty sure
Yeah, it's weird. It says inert flesh, so it's like okay, so it just looks like it sounds like inert flesh. What the hell does that mean? Decays?
Oh wait, I have
Yeah.
levels in heal now. Can I do that?
Then if
My
it
guess
well,
is
hold on, it says it decays. Then your
it decays
characters
into
okay.
inert flesh.
Then your characters be a husk drained of fluid, but it's also in this process of decaying already, which which Icarus would obviously be able to tell.
Mhm.
So then she tells the group, then she goes, "This is his body, but it's decaying already. So it's not really his body. This must be the one of his simulacrums then." And then she like breathes a sigh of relief. She's like, "So that means Waylon's okay."
Wait, who
Well,
says that?
I don't think she knows about the simulacrum at that time.
I thought they did after the
This is after, yeah, we do at
yeah.
this point.
Okay, so this
I'm
is
changing
after
the
demon.
Oh,
timeline.
you're talking
I'm
about
changing
in the
yeah.
you're talking about in the cave.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm changing it to
I was
after
before,
the
I'm
demon
not being
after
much
the
of
demon
emotional.
fight and all that. I'm changing it to that.
Got
Just
you.
to
All right,
just to
yeah. So
just
yeah,
to
they realize that, yeah.
just to not muddle up the role play from before. But
Okay.
Actually, so when she starts saying that, Rakim kind of hushes her, like knowingly, like like
Oh,
She's
she
like,
goes,
"Oh, so this is," and he's like, "A
and
terrible
she,
thing."
yeah, she stops and she's like, oh.
You know, like
He's like, it's terrible game.
Cal,
Hmm.
can you track it? Do you think?
I can try.
From what your characters know about light spawns, they're untrackable.
Of course,
Oh, shit.
of course. Why wouldn't it be trackable?
Untrackable.
They have an innate passive out trait. They have an innate passive out trait.
Oh yeah. Yeah. Alright.
Tracking the subject is impossible by non-magical means. It's like-
By not magical. Well, at least we have a resident diviner.
Isn't that magic?
Yeah,
diviner?
you can't track them by non-magical means.
Well, I mean,
With magical means works.
Well, I've got no way of figuring this out. Ren, is there any way you can figure out where this disgusting filth is?
oh shit. Ren was Ren there?
You said he
Yeah,
was.
he was.
Yeah.
Yeah, he was. Okay.
Yeah.
Quindamere wasn't there. Because some of Quindamere's divinations only work if he's actually like seen the creature.
Mm.
Yeah.
I thought
Some of them.
Quindamere,
Some of them. Not
Quindamere
all
saw
of
it
them.
at the end though, because he saw
He
it when
can-
we killed it. He still
Quindamere-
saw it
Oh.
because he showed up at the end
No.
and he transported Shalilu's body, and so even Quindamere can help
I
too.
thought he
Yeah.
showed up after you guys threw the fucking body in the fire.
Yeah, but it's in the fire burning. He sees it. Obviously, the fire didn't fucking kill it. It didn't destroy it. It's not dead.
Oh no, it did
The bitch
destroy
is
it.
back.
You guys saw it.
Oh, this motherfucker reincarnated.
Ashen husk, all like it burned.
Must have been like one of his kids that got injected with a fucking mosquito.
Nah,
egg.
according to the description that the GM gave us, it's the exact same one.
Well,
Meaning
Waylon,
that
yeah, Waylon will be able to tell the
got
group.
rezzed.
Waylon will be able to tell the group it's the exact same one.
That shit
Meaning
got rezzed,
it
bro.
got resurrected somehow.
We did our job. We did what we were supposed to do.
If we
That
burned that bitch to ash, I don't know. All right,
You have to
somebody has really
disintegrate
high
that
fucking magic,
shit.
really high resurrection.
I mean, we're dealing with gods. Who's to say it wasn't true resurrection and brought it back no matter what?
Fuck these gods.
I legit
took
just
the
want to go
trailer.
and just blow up a temple of Glounder
But,
right quick. The retaliation, like, all right, bro. Let's go back and forth.
On our way up to that
So-
mountain, let's just go past by and
So it was
just drop some bombs on it.
Sheriff
But-
Hemlock brought us here. You said
Um,
was
there would before your doppelganger, before your consciousness inside that doppelganger had that simulacrum had faded out completely, and which brought you, which you would have been brought back to your original body. There was this like really vile, slobbering, and as it spoke with like these nasty sucking sounds. Like,
Whoa,
as it's-
Lewis.
Yo.
TikTok, bro.
as it spoke.
Yo.
Lightspawn's beard was brushing.
each with each syllable, you Waylon heard, like, clearly it had you're not sure if the voice came from the Blightspawn itself, or was it a the voice of Glounder, but whatever it was, there was a warning in the message. Like, now you shall never be rid of me. You have earned the ire of all. Our wants will all be next. and then
Another angry
and that was
fucking
it.
god.
Right. So like, yeah, I mean, Wayland's is aware that the group, could handle such threats, but the people that they know and love and the people that they have, you know, become protective over won't fare so well. Knowing the Glounderites, they're not very, they don't do open warfare. That's not the kind of religion they are.
No, they're sneaky.
Yeah.
No.
It was a warning of like, there could be some, it was definitely a warning. And that your group's gonna have to be on the lookout from here and on and in the future of any
How?
possible
We're not even gonna be here.
I know. Well, in the future. I mean, obviously your characters, there's more to their lives than Rise of the Runelords. Like could be 10 years from
Not
now.
at this point.
I
Not at
mean,
this
it's a
point.
god. It's got plenty of time to fucking strike back however it wishes. But it's just another threat. It's another threat
Yeah.
from a great enemy that that the Red Lotus Society has to be on the lookout for. Maybe Glounder's planning on corrupting some people in town. Maybe there might be could be a few weeks from now people there's a dead body with all the blood drained out. And it could be somebody that you know. It could be um
Can't
it
wait
could
to
be
show up on
anything.
Clownder's doorstep.
There could be a disease
Meet
going through
him senseless.
town. Yeah, there could be a disease running rampant through town all of a sudden, and the clerics there's not enough for them. There's not enough magic to heal everyone, and some people start dropping dead or going insane from this. Like any number of threat could happen that the church of that the religion of Glounder is capable of. But yeah, it's just another enemy on the list. Black Maga. Okay, the Glounder, right? Um, but obviously at
Yeah,
the
right.
moment, I mean, it's a threat your characters feel confident to handle. At the moment, Karzug's still the biggest threat. Karzug, obviously possesses Karzug being a rune lord possesses the power to wipe out Gloutherite cult with a wave of his hand, kind of shit. Um, you know, a fucking powerful, mighty, epic wizard from 10,000 years ago is still on the priority, but
Mm.
it's definitely an open-ended villain.
So in
So, I mean, I kind of have to say, who would you say? You said Sheriff Hemlock brought us down here to identify.
Yeah.
So when I said it was a terrible thing,
Yeah.
I then like rubbing my temples, like trying to think of, and I sort of look over at Hemlock, and I'm like, uh, as strange as this may seem, I need. I don't know how to say this. When next you see Waylon, I need you to act as if this didn't happen. I need you to downplay this to the town. This.
He looks confused and he's like, oh, well,
Think of this
yeah.
as a sort of bait in Waylon's plot to discover what was actually after us, and it was taken. Won't go into more than that, but things aren't as they seem.
Sheriff looks really confused, but you could then tell that he's gonna put trust in what you're saying. He goes cryptic, but I'll be patient and wait to see where this leads. All right, I'll
It,
I'll I'll keep this quiet.
And the town needs to be ever alert again for yet another threat. As if we didn't have enough on our plate. But this, I believe, stems from a run-in we had with a cult of Glounder.
Flounder. He goes, oh, I've heard stories from the Church of Death about that foul being.
They're very sinister, very evil, very secretive. And they like to infiltrate quietly and gain influence. So just talk to I don't know, whatever that was that priest name, the Desna priest guy.
Yeah, I forgot his name too, but yeah, he's been the
All right.
You're
main
gonna need to
priest.
get as much
If you
information
start to
from him
see,
as possible. Possibly enlist the aid of any other clerics you could possibly muster for this. But
There's be more mosquitoes than normal around here.
especially giant ones that can
you
suck the
will.
blood out of cattle.
Will do. And so yeah, as your characters leave off that message, you get a sending from Quindamir, who's with Waylon in Magnamar, alerting your group that uh with Waylon, he's Waylon's here in Magnamar in his real body. We'll be there in the morning.
Mm.
It's best to get rest. We've got a long journey ahead.
Uh, I tell Ren, I'm like, I believe we'll have much more need of that secure shelter of yours from now on.
Ren nods. He's like, "Will do. I'll have it set up right here in the common room area." So he casts it. Actually, no. It turns into a cottage. That's right.
Yeah,
He'll have to.
It's a whole house. Yeah.
Yeah, it's like a whole house thing. So he'll cast it next to the red lotus.
man, can't even sleep in our own fucking building.
He's like, well, it looks like
Right.
we'll be me and Quinnemere will definitely be researching more abjuration spells in our free time to make sure we ward the Red Lotus house very thoroughly. But in the meantime, your characters go into your shelter, you get your rest, and that's when you wake up in the morning and you hear all that commotion outside, and that's when this year was like, oh, what could it be this time? Yeah, when your characters leave the secure shelter, it actually wasn't a bad thing because Waylon can now introduce the Leviathan.
No.
People are looking up in the skies and pointing up.
We already have a picture of it. I believe Dave is the one that did the finishing touches on it. Put Longtooth's skull on the maiden.
I have.
The figurehead rather.
I need that
Should
set again.
I think it's in
I got a picture of it. I could send it again.
where'd it go? Where'd it go?
Those tokens. I need that token. I think I left their tokens back in the shrine. Yeah. Oh, all this shit needs to come off.
There we go. All right. Damn.
That thing's crazy.
Okay. It's wild.
Good long tooth skull. Oh man.
Guys hear the rush of steam being let off out of multiple valves off the side of the ship. The roar of the alchemical engine.
They no, doesn't go there. Rise of the Rune.
The clapping of the winds in the sails. Colossal red ship.
I know the future I need to do a role play between Waylon, probably Icarus, but Waylon and Mayor Grabaris. Governor Mayor Grabaris, because he actually wanted to speak with Waylon to discuss to discuss a business transaction.
Yeah, he wanted to get in on it as a way to kind
60,000
of
horsepower in that fucking jet
He
engine.
yeah. Well, he wants to he wants this business transaction. He wants to subsidize the labor costs, saving you 25,000 gold pieces if you don't mind being contracted for like 2 years.
That's something I'll have to discuss with the squad.
Yeah, it's gonna be a business.
But he means me being contracted. Is he talking about me personally building, or is he talking about contracting as in all the
Like contracted for the Leviathan to do business related Magnum business related
Oh, yeah, that's gonna be a
ventures.
squad conversation for that for sure.
Yeah, like if the mayor wants to ship something over air really fast,
Mhm.
or if the mayor, or even of course he's gonna want to sneak in some little, some political things in there. He wants to be the one to also show off. Look how great Magnumar is. We, one of our own has created our first flying ship here for the city. Yeah, he's definitely doing everything he can to hype up the city and get the trade flowing, get the businesses growing bigger, get the tourism, get the merchants.
Right.
Especially being a big rival to Cordova.
Yeah.
So, and that's another thing. He definitely wants to lord this over Cordova. Like, do you guys have an okay with
Corvosa.
Corvosa? That's what it is. I said
Yeah.
Cordova.
Yeah,
Corvosa.
I that's what I originally pitched to him, and that was before he decided on the amount to try and subsidize. But
Oh well, okay, yeah.
as for him using it as a cargo ship, that was new. That's gonna take me asking the squad. I don't know if I know how Waylon feels about it, but he's gonna ask the squad first. I also offer to build him a miniature version of his own. since
Well, like
uh,
like a Air Force One kind of thing for him.
mhm. Of course,
Um,
I wouldn't be doing that for free. I want
right.
some capital out of it, of
All
course.
right. Yeah. But
Yeah,
yeah,
that's gonna be super role play.
he'll yeah, he definitely wants to like and get that.
Put Magnamar on the map, baby. Well, they were already on the map. It's Magnamar, but now they really out there. Now they could really flex. But yeah, so Waylon and Quindamere are on the deck of the ship. Waylon goes over and stands on the. He goes up to the figurehead, the skull of of Longtooth, and on the picture where the red lotus is, he's standing in the center of that red lotus with his arms folded.
There you go. Now we have the pick though.
Mm-hmm.
Dope.
That looks so cool.
Damn, just right
The
on his
lotus on
forehead.
the
Yep.
right.
And yeah, your characters see this flying ship powered by this big alchemical engine in the center that's being managed and controlled by Wayland's craft. But it can also be managed by anyone, highly trained and experienced and knowledgeable in the arcana and all things arcane, and they can figure out easily, to how it functions and how to drive it. Well, however, that means only 3 characters out the group,
Yeah. So 3 pilots are really here.
So now we
or
just need.
I think Icarus too. Icarus, what's her knowledge arcana?
Yeah,
Maybe.
Icarus. So I forgot about. I forgot. My pride. I'm used to it only being Quindamere, Icarus, and Waylon.
Her arcana's plus 12. It's not as not as high as
She's the
everyone
worst pilot
else.
out of all
Yeah,
4
she
of
would
us.
have to be she'd be the worst one, but
If she need a maneuver check, she'd have us assed out.
worst comes to worst.
She knows how to start it.
Craftsman, I mean, his is high enough. He can craft and pilot, right?
Who?
Quindamere.
I don't know about that.
Shit together while he's piloting. Hey, bro, pay attention to the road.
Right. Your characters have mapped out how to get to Rhyme Skull. It's, that a lot of the people below see the kids and the people they're pointing up. And they're like, at first, some of them were scared, like, what the hell is that? And but now they're like all excited.
Waylon
And
yells out, "Hello, Sandpoint. This is not a monster. This is a glorified wagon. And my greatest achievement. And my
Today.
greatest gift to my team. Behold, the Leviathan."
Oh shit! I sort of poke Sheriff Hemlock because I'm assuming we're all out in the streets,
Mm-hmm.
and I'm
Yeah.
looking up at this, and I'm like, I realized I may have been hasty when I said to act normal when next you see Waylon. I see now that.
So Sheriff looks to Rakim and he goes, when it comes to you guys, I'm not even surprised anymore. Just glad you're on. I'm just glad you're on our side.
Waylon turns around to Quindamere. He goes, "Hit it!" And after he says that, you see fireworks being shot off around the airship, and as they burst in the air, they kind of fall into place, looking like red lotuses.
Showmanship.
Throw the drop ladder down.
Mm-hmm.
Climb up.
Nasir's just staring up at the sky like, Jesus fucking Christ. It's amazing. You're just in awe.
You'll have
What's
to
a
get
Rakim
used to manning the cannons. I hope you all have good aim.
I don't even know what a fuck a cannon is.
Is it anything like throwing a punch?
Well, that would definitely be the next couple of days' journey, as Waylon will go over and pour the shit with you guys and show you what's what,
Now we
and how
just
to work
need
it.
a navigator, a cook, a doctor.
Oh,
A
man.
ship hand
hmm
Musician.
and a musician. Yep.
Yeah.
Awesome. I
Yeah,
can't
this
believe
feels
we got
good.
this thing now. How long before Lou breaks it on us?
How long before a dragon flying in the sky decides to go at it? I don't know. There's dragons in the
Right.
Kodo Mountains. We better be careful.
That's true.
There's dragons everywhere, but yeah, the Kodo Mountains, perfect place for dragons. See how big this mountain range is? Yeah, I think they said it's the biggest mountain range in the deep
And we
sun.
got a dragon skull on this thing.
Ooh.
Mm.
Well, that could be a warning to a dragon
could
that
be a
might try
deterrent.
to.
If they recognize Longtooth, I'm like, oh, wait a second.
If they
Never
recognize
mind.
Walker,
Right.
they just see a skull. That smells fake, but familiar. What the?
I don't know. I'm not gonna lie. They might turn into some predator shit. Like, oh, they're dragon hunters. Even better. Even fucking better. It might turn into some predator shit where
Nah,
they
it
just like, yeah,
depends on
let's
the
eat it.
dragon. Your
That
characters
would be like
depends on the dragon. Your characters are aware of like the various dragon types, and they're I guess they're stereotypical personalities, but
is it
just
anything like
but
like 5e?
each
Like
dragon still has their individual motives and way of life, despite their similarities.
is it anything like 5e? Like similarities in the way they act and shit?
From what I've noticed with
That's the only
Pathfinder,
dragons I
I
really
would
know.
say, yeah. From what I've noticed with Pathfinder's dragons, it's the same. Pathfinder First Edition, I should say. It's the same. Red dragons are. The only thing I've noticed that's changed between the two is like the artwork. Um, like if you look at the artwork for the Pathfinder Red Dragon and the D&D one, you can notice some differences. I think the Red Dragon one, they made them look a lot more spiky. Like they have like more spike like on their fucking bodies and shit. But there's some artistic differences, but like, it's same. The chaotic evil, Red Dragon's chaotic evil breathes fire. Although I've noticed that they gave the dragons in Pathfinder more abilities than the ones in in third edition D. I'm looking at this shit like they get what? I'm like, okay, damn.
Mm.
Um, they but yeah, it's the same. They got the chromatics, the metallic. Um, and then of course Pathfinder has like their own like unique, their own dragon types unique to the world. I think there's the primal dragons, there's the esoteric dragons, there's other dragon types here in Galarian besides those besides like the main 10. Um, yeah, yeah. I think there's like 5 different groups of dragons, but the metallics and the chromatics are the most common, and yeah, they're just about the same as like the D&D ones. Um,
Then I would be most worried about white ones with this shit.
Hmm.
If it's similar to 5e.
We aren't in the climate to deal with white ones.
well, the climate where Rhymeskull's at is gonna be some white ones. I mean, if you bump into a dragon in the Koda Mountains, chances are it's either gonna be a white dragon, a red dragon, or gold or silver. Which gold or silver, which is fine. The gold or silver is not gonna, they're the good ones. Um,
Oh, okay.
yeah.
They made the white ones like very like territorial, like they hunt for sport, kind of like just for fucking fun.
Oh
A
yeah,
lot
they're
of
like
Yeah.
they're like the most beef deal of. I mean,
Yeah.
they're still like really intelligent, but like they're like the most
The
like
violet ones.
they're the really violent ones out of the chromatic
They don't got
dragons.
no.
They're definitely the violent ones.
They're the ones that gain barbarian levels the most.
Yeah, they're the violent ones. They got the lowest intelligence compared. They got the lowest intelligence compared to the other dragons. Not that they're stupid, but they're stupid for dragons.
Right. Right.
When it comes to dragon
Barbarian
intelligence,
dragons.
they're the stupider ones. But this, compared to regular mortals like humans and elves, they're still pretty smart. Um,
This thing had cannons on it, right? You said.
Yeah, it has direct fire siege engines
it
and
can,
banks
yeah,
of
it has,
3.
yeah,
So
up
it
to,
was 3 on one side, 3 on the other.
yeah, up to 6 large direct fire siege engines, 3 positioned on the port and starboard sides, or up to 4 huge direct. Would you go for the 6 or the 4?
Consider how many of us. I will go for the 6.
Hmm. The siege engines may only fire out the side of the ship they are positioned on. They cannot be swiveled to fire towards the forward or after ship. Okay. So if there's
What's the
anything
difference
attacking
between
from the front or the
the
back,
large and the
I think the damage really in the distance.
okay.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
So like the huge ones will deal more damage than the large ones, but there's not as many. And
Right.
I don't know if the distance is the same. It might or not. I gotta
This is
check that. I haven't looked at the siege weapon stuff really. Um, worried about that when
I
it's
peeked
actually
at it like
attacked.
once or twice. We should shit. Yeah. What do
it
you need to
says,
actually fire a cannon?
when you get on board, I suppose you'll have plenty of questions for me. We have much to discuss.
Nasir says we definitely do, and he looks at Waylon and goes, "Don't forget to get your gear from that thing in the basement of the sheriff's department."
Oh, when I died, I was not in adventuring gear. That is just my normal walking around accoutrements.
Oh, so he didn't have his gear on at all.
Oh, not on downtime. It was just his regular. He's just regular
Okay.
clothes.
Yeah.
He
Good.
wasn't really geared up.
Right.
Huh.
Trying to decide if Rakim is afraid of heights or not.
Yeah, I was gonna say the same thing. I was gonna give Nasir
wonder.
motion sickness.
I wonder.
over the ship going puking on some poor helpless
Yeah,
person.
right.
Yeah, it can have direct fire siege engines. They launch their projectiles in a relatively flat trajectory, allowing them to more easily target creatures. Uh, Direct fire siege weapons use normal attack roll, with the normal penalty for not being proficient. So -4 for those that aren't proficient. In addition, it's a -2 attack per size difference. So -2
Gotcha.
normally,
So it'd be
-6
like,
if you're not proficient.
yeah.
Creatures that have
Wayland
ranks
turns. Sorry.
creatures that have ranks in knowledge engineering are not adversely affected by their size when firing. So if you have a rank in engineering, you don't have to worry about the size
Ooh, I do.
penalty.
Nice.
There you go. You're training with siege engines from your really young hobgoblin days paid off. Huh?
There you go.
Because you know the hobgoblins would have some siege weapons. Here, manpower can also reduce the penalties for size. That's about it. So So it is. So it's like a regular. It's a regular attack roll -4 if you don't have proficiency with siege weapons.
Waylon says to Ren, I have been thinking. Your magic that you use to enhance weapons, magic weapon, could you apply it to the siege engines, the siege weapons? It is a weapon, no?
Oh, what,
Yes.
like graded magic
Mhm.
weapon or something?
Yeah.
Does that work on cannons?
Siege
Oh,
weapon.
does that work on a siege weapon?
Mhm.
That's a good question. I would think so, because it looks like siege weapons count as like certain weapons, but they're just big. Like ballistas are just huge crossbows.
Mm.
Yeah, a
Okay.
ballista is essentially a huge heavy crossbow fixed in place.
Yeah,
So I think he could
like that shit in fucking.
so like he could cast greater magic weapon on that.
I gotta run, guys.
All right.
All right, brother.
Not sure if I'll make it back, so I'm gonna log out of Discord, but I'll try to watch on Twitch.
All right. But yeah, we'll get to that if there's ever like a battle in the sky, or if it's you, or if you're using it to shoot something. But yeah, the as you measure out on the maps, and obviously the group's got plenty of IS geography. You characters know the you know what winds to catch. You know what paths to take to get to Rhyme Skull. You know its location. Well, at least it's general location. It shouldn't be hard to spot. You know what it looks like. Um, and the miles, and with the speed of the ship, you'll get there in 2 days. Just 2 days.
It's crazy. It's so far away. Did you look at that shit?
All right.
It's yeah, it's
And
insanely far
It's
away.
mad far.
your characters, obviously amazed by like
Thank God, bro.
your
Yeah.
characters are obviously
Yeah,
like you look over the ships.
You see that?
That shit's crazy.
You look over the ship and you seeing the land
Look at the
below,
mountain ranges we gotta go over.
seeing the
Imagine
land,
having to trek through
Right.
all that mountain, bro.
I
That's
get it.
insane.
Yeah, we said the
all those
same shit. Like,
places,
how
all
are you
those.
supposed to get there?
Remember how long it took us just
Oh,
to
yeah.
get the Jorgen fist? Like,
Right.
look at that shit.
Jorgen Fifth took some time to get to Turtleback too.
Yeah.
Turtleback, bro. Yeah.
I thought I had a shipping
And
route.
with the red arrow, it looks like Indiana Jones. Line with
Ah, here it is.
the map.
Right. When he used to draw over the map and he's like, ah.
I see the F you, fuck you, the 7-point devil.
Somebody
That's
put that on
hilarious.
the standpoint devil. So this is the trail map. You can see the trail map. Here's Sandpoint, and you can see the trail goes to it goes through Galduria, Wolf's Ear, Ravenmoor. From Ravenmoor, the trail goes to Roderick's Cove, which is a pirate haven, I think. Or was it Riddleport? There's pirates in both places. Then you get here. You get here. Oh, Crying Leaf. So the Elven home is not actually where you guys came from. Being raised by Myraya is actually over here. I think it was Crying Leaf. I think it was like in the woods near Crying Leaf where you guys were at. It's also where Caldum's from. But yeah, this is the forest where like a whole bunch of elves live, and they're having a lot of fights with the Drow because there's some Drow elves that are like came from the Underdark and they're trying to fight against the elves there. Um, yeah, that's just following these trails. If you were to follow through untracked wilderness, it would take even fucking that's a hell of a journey. Um,
We have to get there.
lot of random encounters there. It would feel like a journey by the time you fucking got there. It'd be a whole feel like a whole chapter.
No,
But
like,
Do we have that world map music on deck? That do 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 do. Get that Figaro?
he said the
Look at these weird ass things. What is that? What is that? We would have had to walk through this shadow elk.
right.
shadow elk.
Like
I
weird
do
ass
have it.
tentacles coming out of the ground. Like
Look at all that shit.
The
That
hell is
definitely
it?
is. What is that? A
Where?
jackalope? This powerful thing up here.
Hold
Was
on.
that
I
what you were
gotta-
talking about?
Where
This
at?
thing up here?
Yeah.
This,
Oh,
I
that?
just
Oh! I know what
that's
that
just on like
is.
that's just on like 2 legs.
shadow elk.
No, that's
Yeah,
a
that's just
that's
standing
a
up.
no, that's a Wendigo.
And this is fucking Rob
Yeah, I was
Liefeld.
gonna say.
Rob Life
Right.
with the
Ain't got no
pointy
feet.
feet.
Ain't got no feet. Where's his
No, you
feet?
don't know the legend. You don't
Where's
know
his
the
feet?
you don't know the Wendigo legends from the Inuit people in Alaska.
Nope.
I
Oh
know
wow.
I know the Wendigo and like the Bigfoot
The
shit,
Wendigo
but
is
I don't
like a
know that it does not have
the, the
it didn't have feet.
the Wendigo is like it's like some like evil spirit in like the Inuit legends. The feet, those aren't
Yeah,
pointy
it's like
feet. Those are bloody stumps.
mm,
Nice. Nice. Good touch.
awesome.
The Wendigo is supposed to be like a spirit in like the frozen waste that make you go insane. And like
Yeah.
I think if you get killed by one or something, I don't know, you end up turning into a Wendigo
Yeah.
yourself. And like
Mm-hmm.
you get
You ever
stuck like
see
I think you get
you ever,
stuck like running forever and ever until your feet turn into bloody stumps, and then that's when you transform into a Wendigo. It's something crazy like that.
I thought it was tied to cannibalism though.
I think so also.
Like that's where the curse came
I
from.
don't know.
But a
And
lot of
then
a lot of Pathfinder monsters are like creatures from like real world like legends and shit, which is pretty cool.
Yeah.
because I see Saint J Garcia over here by on the map
I mean,
in his worm in his worm form.
the standpoint devil, the standpoint devil is the Jersey devil. It's
Yeah.
just the Pathfinder.
Right above Kiramaga, you got Saint J Garcia. I'm just waiting for Luffy to hop out right quick.
The Wendigos are beings of ancient evil. They haunt the minds of mortals. They drive them to desperation, and ultimately, there you go, yeah, cannibalistic madness. They enjoy whittling down their prey before they strike, trailing victims for days, even weeks, while plaguing their journeys with nightmares and foul weather. Tribal humanoids sometimes worship Wendigos as gods, bringing them live sacrifices or attempting to appease the creatures by engaging in ritual cannibalism. They mark a Wendigo's territory with fetishes and dress in the furs and hides of whatever animal it closely resembles. Wendigos take little interest in the practices of their worshippers and view them only as an ample supply of victims. Yeah, Wendigos are pretty fucking nasty. Jesus Christ. You shouldn't. Um, that was one of the creatures mentioned to be found in the Kodar Mountain.
Of
Uh,
course.
Awesome. Awesome.
so yeah, that's what you see in that picture. As soon as I saw the antlers, I was like, I think I know what that is. And then I saw the feet. I was like, yeah, that's a Wendigo. They got the bloody stumps. Um,
I see
what?
the legend down here. 120 miles is just basically about an inch long. So every inch is like 120 miles on this map. On the map over here, it seems like an inch is like, is that an inch? It feels like this. Yes, an inch. A little more than an inch. But it seems like that's 200 miles on the map above. And it looks like about maybe two of those. So it looks like from Sandpoint to Rhyme Skulls,
That's
about like 450 miles, it looks like.
that was exactly what I said earlier. I think before you got here, I was like, oh,
Oh,
it's
snap.
up 450 miles. Um, yeah, and so the ship goes. I think the way we said it was like Ren, Waylon, and Quindemir's, they cycle through 8 hours each to run the ship so it can run 24 hours. So 240 miles in a 24-hour period. So yeah, they get there like towards the second day, like towards the end of their maybe by like hour 21 on the second day.
Mm.
Um, as your characters are flying over, you could see the thought that probably feel more appreciation of the vast world that you're in, that you're a part
Mm.
of, that you're protecting. As you're flying over, you can make out a the creatures of the wild. You make out elk, herds of elk and bison, and you can see, that's like the size of like it's so high up in the air. It's just they're like size of ants, but you can make out some Shawanti, horse people traveling across the steppes.
Mm.
You can see a group of stone giants traveling across, um, and their nomadic travels across the Storval Plateau. And of course, many of them they look up to the skies, they see whether those stone giants had anything to do with Magmorian or not.
They know who we are, though.
You see
Word
that? You see
travels.
that
Right.
red lotus?
I see that. You see that red lotus on the mast and the head of the dragon. They know. They know who we are.
They see it on the sails, everything. Bro. You know what time
You
it is.
Yeah.
you see some draconic. You see a flight with like 3 draconic creatures like off in the distance to the side. They don't get near your group. They do look over towards them, and you recognize them as wyverns, but they don't. They're just like
Yeah.
flying parallel with you, but they don't.
They know who
They
the big
don't.
dog in the sky is.
They don't get near the ship. They
Right.
they just continue their flight pattern as they start to veer off
I ain't never seen no shit
some
like
woods.
that.
That's cool. Yeah. That's cool as hell.
Flights of various birds. Especially it being winter, it's pretty cold. At night, you can see the stars very bright above, and
Mm.
all the constellations, and characters
I'm
realize how
saying,
vast the world is.
I'm gonna say Rakim does not phase him. I think he does a whole lot of katas and shit out on the skull in front.
Katas.
Nice.
He likes
And you
spending a lot of
feel
time
the
out there
you feel
practicing
the
balance and shit.
yeah, balancing yourself, yeah,
Train style.
especially with the winds blowing hard against. um Definitely a new form of training for balance. And as the days go by, you see Rhymeskull. You see the mountain. Can't mistake it. You can see where you could see parts of it where it looked like it was shaped into like a more uh detailed facial structure, but because of it being so many thousands of years, it looks more like a skull than it does the face of the first Emperor Shin. And where its mouth is at, you can make out the cavern entrance. That's not what your characters were looking for. You're looking for that hilltop below that cavern mouth that's gonna have the stone head faces. And you spot it. Spot it below. Um, you find a spot nearby where you can safely land the ship. And Quinnemir says he'll stay on. And
Well, you mean we're not jumping off mid-flight like we're
I mean, you could. He
Right.
could fly over it and
This-
you jump off, but I mean, you need
the superhero jump. Remember when Deadpool did that shit in the first movie?
Right.
He killed his whole.
he was like,
Who's landing in
that hurt. Yeah.
That shit was hilarious,
I
bro.
mean, Ren could throw out a feather fall and have everyone do their superhero job.
Oh man.
But yeah, you land nearby and get and the six of you get out. Quinnemere mans the ship and keep an eye on it and he'll drive it if he has to. In case you guys got a getaway ship or whatever. um,
Pretty much.
and you yeah, because you notice the circle easily from the sky above, and you make your way there from the rocky eastern shoreline of the Lake Dormunder. The ground rises into the craggy, snow-dappled root of Rhymeskull, casting its long shadow over this area. Yet not all of the ground here is rugged and mountainous. Several hundred feet from the lake's edge, the land suddenly levels off to create a circular hill. Rocks and tenacious shrubs poke through the scattered clumps of snow here, but they are dwarfed by the ring of 7 10-foot tall stone heads that circle the hill's edge. Their faces angled inward at each other, mouths agape. And to the east, the sheer mountainside of Rhymeskull rises, icy and wind-blasted. 200 feet above leers 200 feet above leers a carving of an ancient face, its gaping mouth forming a large cave entrance in the mountainside. There's also a 10-foot wide stairway of stone that descends from this cave to a ledge only 50 feet to the east of the circle of stone faces. Looming nearly 16,000 feet above the lake at the western tip of the Kodar Mountain. So yeah, Rhymeskull Mountain is it's about 16,000 feet high mountain, but
Jeez.
the cavern entrance is only 200 feet um, above from where you're at. The mountain gains its fearsome name from a vaguely skull-shaped formation near the mountain's peak, visible for many miles on a clear day. Few know the true story of Rhymeskull, and even those sages who claim expertise in the history of Thassalon usually have their facts wrong. This is probably where I would have Ren call for a history check, but oh no, wait, he already rolled that. That's right. He already rolled that. It was basically the same check to like to realize that Rhymeskull's face was supposed to be the carving of the face of the first emperor. Um, where's there's the map. There's well, whoever made this map made them look like skulls, but they're not skulls. So it's supposed to be like the faces of each of the rune lords.
Lou, what I want to do is before the next session, I'm gonna put together the stats for alchemical simulacrum. We're just gonna do an alchemical simulacrum of. For a second, I thought about doing one of Myraya, but I thought that'd be a little too grim and morbid. So I'll do an alchemical simulacrum of himself. I think it takes a week to grow, and he said it's been 3 weeks.
An alchemical simulacrum?
Yeah.
That only takes 24 hours to grow.
Oh, I've been mixing them up. It's the clones that take a week.
And 100 gold pieces per hit die.
per hit die. All right.
And it creates a lesser simulacrum.
Mm-hmm.
This works like less as the spell, except it costs 100 gold pieces and alchemical materials per hit die of yourself.
Yeah, because I think I need I need the remains or a sample of what I'm doing a simulacrum of.
The spell functions as simulacrum, except you can't create of a creature whose hit die level exceeds your castle level. Okay, and it has no magical abilities. It's not under your control, but it recognizes you as its creator.
Right.
Um, Wait, so you want to make one of yourself? It's not under your control, so it'd be you with no magical abilities
Right.
and knows you created it, but not under your control.
All right. That's fine because I really just wanted to be around so I could use marionette possession on it.
The simulacrum is a creature, not a supernatural effect.
Right. So
And
marionette possession will
it's
work
gonna
on it.
be one of yourself, then that'd be 1,400 gold pieces then.
Wait a second. Actually, Icarus's ability to fly is it supernatural or natural flight?
Supernatural.
Okay, never mind.
Yeah, it's from her bloodline. Yeah, it's supernatural.
Hmm.
Yeah, if you made one of hers, she wouldn't.
You wouldn't be able to fly, yeah.
It'd be a 14th level sorcerer with nothing supernatural or magic. Be a meat shield. Just be a little. It'd be her, but with no magic, no supernatural abilities.
Wait, the simulacrum gives the actual level. I thought it just gave you the just gave the hit die. I didn't think it gives you the level of the thing you made a simulacrum of.
It says whose hit dice or level exceed your castle.
Or levels. Oh, if that's the case, then why not just make a
So
simulacrum of one of the frontliners?
you
That'll
could do
be
that.
better use because they don't use magic or or special abilities, and they're still good.
Like who? Like Caldum?
It should be 2 Caldums. It's only right because we got 2 monks. Caldum finally has like a little buddy. Yeah, that'd be a good idea. 2 Caldums.
That's some interesting roleplay because it would be like I'd have to tell Callum, you got to play this guy, but he's been created, and Wayland's his creator, but nothing's controlling you. So, how do you feel about that? Caldum copy.
Caldum. Meet Caldum 1.
Right.
I'm better than you.
Just do his name like backwards. Be like Medlac.
Um,
Bizarro Caldum. Nah, I'm gonna make him, and then after he's done growing,
Oh, okay. I said the wrong number. Okay. Functions as simulacrum, but the creature who's hit. Okay. So yeah, Caldum who level exceeds your cast level. Okay, so you can create a copy of Caldum because his level does not exceed 14. Um, but it creates a simulacrum. Okay, so it would still be Caldum. It would be Caldum half his level. It'd be a 7th level count
It'd be a 7th level Caldon because he's
because it still works like Simulacrum. It's
got
just I think with
perfect.
Simulacrum you can't create a creature whose hit die levels exceed twice your caster level.
Right.
But you don't do that. You actually the only Simulacrum you can do is for yourself, the doppelganger one.
Mhm.
Your alchemical one works like the lesser version, but the lesser version is you can't create a creature whose level exceeds your cast level, not as opposed to twice your level.
Gotcha.
So and since Caldum is not above 14, you can create a copy of him. But Simulacrum is always like half the level, so it would be a 7th level version of Caldum.
That's cool. I just want a body to be able to house my actual real self in, my whole self. Because I realized the difference between doing a doppelganger and doing an alchemical with just using just using marionette possession is that the difference is marionette possession has a duration, can be dispelled,
And you can't be
and
too
that's the
far.
drawback. And you can't be too far. But that's fine because I had a portable hole. I could just put the body in the portable hole. But in either case, even if I were to die in the simulacrum body, because I have doppelganger simulacrum, I could just go into that body. So I'm like, all right. So if that's the case, I'd rather at least be able to have access to my full power and just take the drawback of being able to be dispelled or not be able to be far away from my body. That's fine.
Yeah. Don't bring your doppelganger body with the marionette body, because if you die in the marionette body, it's still gonna try and go back to your real body, which is
Right.
nowhere near. So you should bring your real self, but marionette possession the
Yeah.
the simulacrum.
Right.
That would And
I'll
as for
still bring a clone
yeah.
body just in case.
I mean, yeah, you could bring the clone body, and plus you got your clones in the other locations too, if you ever need
Yeah.
to switch over to those. I mean, because that's really mainly what it's for, being more than one place at a time when you need to be,
Yeah.
or being in different places quickly when you need to be. But all right,
I'm out, guys.
yeah,
I'll get up
we'll
with y'all later. I'll get up
stop
with
it
y'all tomorrow.
here
I was
and
in.
continue this next week. I'll have to
Oh
catch
boy.
up. I'll have to catch Chotto and tell them up and what they missed, and
I'm not gonna lie. I wish those were actual skulls though, because I think that was cool.
yeah, no, it says they're the heads of each of the, or maybe it's a stone head. Yeah, they're not actually supposed
They're
to
not
be
actual
skull.
heads,
Yeah,
guys.
they're not
But
supposed
you
to be
guys better.
skull. All right, I guess whoever made the map decided to just, I guess they didn't have like a stone head a token to use. They decided to just use skulls instead,
Hmm.
because because you're supposed to identify them. So
Ah,
it doesn't make sense that they're skulls. Oh, you weren't here when they were putting the stanzas together. So they took the poem to Ameko.
okay.
So she's got the skills for that, being a bard, and she helped put together the whole thing. The first stanza was a rhyme that introduced the idea of Runeforge being a place for wizards to perfect and hone their craft. The second one involved the word mirror as a metaphor for a lake, which I think Ren had already like figured out. It was enough. There was enough in the poem to note that in Varisia, Lake Stormunder is known for its plentiful hot springs and geysers.
Okay.
Since the stanza said on eastern shores of steaming mirror, everyone's like, okay, a lake that's steaming, and so that's when Ren was like, "Well, Lake Stormunder has geysers, so that would fit." And then as the stanza further mentioned seven faces that are encircled, there was the group put their heads together and was like, "Okay, there is." I think Calvin passed this geography check. He was like, near Lake Stormunder, there is a mysterious circle of seven stone heads that stands upon the western slope of Rhymeskull that nobody knows about, like that nobody knows like the origin of or what they are. He's like, so that's probably that's got to be the location. So everyone's like, okay, cool, eastern shore of Stormunder near Rhymeskull, the stone heads. So they got their location, and then it was like, okay, so what do we do there? The third stanza talks about the seven stone heads, and the group put together that they represent each rune lord. And then they realized, okay, well, each rune lord also stands for each school of magic, everything except for divination. And so Maiko was like, well, it looks like in order to collect the keys that are hidden within these stone heads, you would need to cast a spell related to that rune lord.
Mm.
Um, so what the group would need to do is uh, discern which head is who, and then whatever spell whatever school of magic they specialize in, cast a spell at it to get the key.
Mm.
The fourth stanza talks about ascending Rhymeskull mountain to enter the cave, and there's a chamber that's inside where you can use the keys to open the way to Runeforge. And then then she said the fifth stanza is basically the last part of the poem is basically a promise to those who reach Runeforge will be richly rewarded with lore.
Hmm.
And so yeah, that's pretty much it. And you guys arrived here and gotta get the keys, then go up the stairs into the cave mouth, which is 200 feet above, and then use the keys on a in there
Enter Runeforge.
to enter Runeforge.
Did we ever find out the significance of why it was put together in a stanza, like a poem?
Because the scribbler's insane, and
Okay.
Scribbler's insane, as you guys were able to clearly deduce from the writings all over the place in the shrine. And all the writings involve like scriptures and prayers and rituals to Lamash to cure madness. But he had like in his insanity, he had bragged about, I know how to get to Runeforge, because I think when the group told him, hey, we actually want to get rid of Runelord Karzu. We're not allies of him. We're not trying to bring him back. We want him gone. And the scribbler's like, oh, I know how to defeat the Rune Lord. There are these weapons that be enchanted that can harm them, and you can find the secrets to that in Runeforge. And only I know where to get to Runeforge. And he's like, if you want to try and get those weapons to fight, Kalu, you'll have to look through my writings to find the clues to that.
Hmm.
I think in his demented state, he figured, well, I guess he was banking on if they read enough Lamashtu scriptures to find the clues, maybe they'll realize the glory of worshiping
Oh, the
Lamashtu.
master will be
Maybe they'll
converted.
be converted. Maybe they'll start to lose, maybe maybe they'll start to see what I see. So, um, which obviously didn't happen with the group. They'll like, okay, whatever. We'll just look for the ones that don't sound that have anything Lamashtu related, which is why each as you guys were exploring the places, you started to find um script that had nothing to do with Lamashtu, and those were the ones that got written down. And then they had to put it in order. Then it got put in order, but nobody was able to interpret what it meant, even though it was in the right order. Um, so you took it to a Mako who can interpret the poem, help interpret the poem. and she helped interpret it. And as she interpreted it, the group was rolling the skill checks, the geography checks to figure out, the location, and then so you got the location, and now you also got the method of how to get the key,
Hmm.
and
So
then
the
and then
weapons
what to
that
do.
we have the keys to go and unlock, are those basically considered the virtues in
Uh,
addition to
it
the
didn't.
sins?
It didn't say anything about like a virtue, anything about the virtues or anything about a virtuous weapon. He only
Hmm.
mentioned that there are weapons that can be crafted that will harm the Rune Lords specifically.
Oh, so we
Um,
gotta craft them.
and the secrets to crafting them is located in Runeforge. And with Runeforge being like a Geneva center for fucking Bassalon, pretty much. It's imagine imagine like our top 7 nations in the world got all their best scientists together and put them in a location for them to just do research for the benefit of the world. And but the one caveat is none of those nations are allowed to interfere. They're not allowed to, and they're not allowed to send their agents in there either. It's supposed to be a strictly neutral place, and strictly send all their best scientists there to like solve issues that need to be solved or research things that need to be researched.
Mm.
That's what Runeforge is to, or was, to the Thessalonian Empire. They sent their best wizard um, in this location that wanted to go. They didn't force them, but they would send them there, and the place has been enchanted so that they don't need to eat, they don't need to they don't need to eat, they don't need to drink, I don't even think they age.
Mm.
Um, I think.
Wow, that's really really important. You could just research it. Oh, so my question is too. I'm curious about the descendants of those researchers.
Yeah. Well, guess you'll find out. That's a good question because that does get answered in there
Okay.
in a rather twisted way. Yeah, Runeforge. It was there was a knowledge check that was done on that. I think I have the results in. Do I have the results in here? And delete those. Thought I had a handout. No, I gotta put it in here. Thought I had the results. Weird. Okay, weird. Key handouts. I did have it. Uh, right here. Hey, if you click on the picture, it'll zoom it in.
Mm. Mm.
Okay, yeah, they don't need to eat, drink, or sleep. They can still die of old age.
Okay. Nice. The magical protections on that place must be powerful.
Yeah, they made sure it was protected from divination. They made sure it was well hidden. Made sure the knowledge of where it's located and all of that. They make sure of that shit. But yeah, so your characters The 10,000 years are gonna be the first to be in there.
Wow, that's a long ass time.
But you go in there, well, and the reason the group's going in there is because one, because they don't know how to get to Shin Shalash yet. They know it's in the mountain range. They don't know exactly where. There's mention of a river, but that river doesn't fucking exist anymore. It's been 10,000 years, so there's a lot of geographical fucking changes and a lot of historical changes. Shit gets renamed over time. So it's, but when they heard about Runeforge and that Malmurian was specifically looking for it, the group realized there's got to be some stuff in there that's important enough for Karzu to want, because Malmurian was being manipulated by Karzu. If Malmurian was looking for Runeforge, that means Karzu wants to find Runeforge and get what's in there. So that the group is like, well, we'll find that first and get it ourselves. So now there's definitely going to be stuff in there that they could use, and you also know that there's a secret to getting a weapon created that can harm a Rune Lord. So basically, this is basically a trip to discover its secrets and use gear up and use whatever they find in there against Karzuk, and maybe even discover um how to get to Shin Shalat. Maybe there's lore in there that can help them discover how to find it and how to enter it.
The crazy coincidence is that there's exactly the same amount of people in this group, at least once upon a time, to serve as representative for all 7 schools, thus all 7 like Rune Lords.
Yeah, I know. It would have been 7 characters.
It would have been 7.
That would have been wild. That was wild.
That's a crazy coincidence. Damn.
I mean, yeah. I mean, technically, Quinnemere counts because he's part of the story. But
Right. And we still got. I mean,
and you know what's interesting? You know what's interesting? He's the one. He's the one that. He's the one that's staying behind, just like Thassalon only served the 7 schools, but not the divination one.
Yeah, that's full circle.
But yeah, your characters yeah, and we'll continue this next Tuesday.
Yeah, man. Shit, I love the Lord Dot, man.
For real.
All right, man.
You have a good night.
Peace.
Peace.